And live, everybody. We're live. I think. Almost. Oh, yeah, we're live. Last I checked. The button says we are. And when the button says that we're live, I take its word for it.
That's pretty much the only choice you got right now.
Oh, so sad and so true. So sad and so true.
Yes.
But, yeah. Hi, guys. How we doing? Or is it only me and Samurai Raccoon that are here right now? Is that the case?
Looks like it's just the two of us. There's like the chat is
Just,
completely empty.
just the two of us. We can make it if we try. I better not
And the
because I could get in trouble. Because apparently YouTube is like hammering down even harder on shit like that. I'm like, oh dear God, why?
Yeah.
No, why YouTube? Why must you forsake us? But anyway, oh, we're getting some people in there. Hi guys. Hello, Maverick. How are you?
What's going on, Maverick? And Eric's
Maverick.
here.
Eric is here. I don't. Yep, there it is.
I told you to stop singing.
Oh, for the love of God, stop singing. Nope, I will sing if I want to. Eric, you can't stop me. Leave a like on this video for the singing, just so that we can piss Eric off.
It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to.
Yep, that's right, Eric. Now it's a sing-along. Fear us, because now we have gone to singing. That's right.
I was thinking Nerdette would be able to join us, but I guess not. She seemed excited.
She did? Did she say anything to you?
She said, "Well, the only when we tweeted about it, she said it was a great idea."
I didn't see anything of that nature. Did I miss something? I was talking to Dark Philly, but I don't remember seeing Nerdette in this at all. Maybe there was something that I missed. Maybe it was in a different thread. I don't know. Yeah, because the only person that I talked to was Dark Philly, and she would love to join, but her internet is shit. According, because people play too much Call of Duty, apparently.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And Dalton is here. Hi, Dalton. We could always invite Dalton. He loves taking on people with stupid ideology. If everybody's ready for more drinking games.
Nerdette found out Nightwolf would be here, and she realized she had to wash her hair.
That's possible. COD is alive? Yes, Joan. Unfortunately. Much to my chagrin and disappointment, yes. Call of Duty is still a thing. The only thing I miss is all of the griefing. I remember, like, way back in the day, well, probably not that long ago. Oh, I know, it was probably relatively long ago, probably about 2013, 2014, or something like that. I remember watching a ton of videos of people, like, griefing the ever-loving shit out of people on Call of Duty. That was fun. That was fun to watch, but really love to talk about character design and development.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, here it is. I replied, I also find it hypocritical to silence those who are upset about Mortal Kombat for those reasons, and then tweet. And you said might want to do a stream talking about this. And that's where I jokingly said mind reader, and Nerdette said great idea, and I took that as she was interested.
I'm trying to find it. Oh, yeah, maybe it was on your thread and not mine. I don't know. Maybe I missed something.
Oh well.
I could have missed something, but I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. It says this tweet is unavailable. Am I blocked by her?
Shouldn't.
Or did I mute her? I might have muted her. I muted some people for a while.
Well, if you muted someone, there should be a button that you can click to see what they said.
Yeah, I know, and that's not the case. Hang on,
Then
Dalton.
either you're
Da, da, da. Yeah, hold on a second. I don't know. I may have rubbed her the wrong way or something. I don't know. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. She's privated.
Oh, that would explain a lot. Only confirmed followers are allowed. Why? Okay.
Awful.
That's fine if that's the way she wants it. I'm not going to tell her not to, but that's a little weird.
I'm gonna see if I can. We follow each other, so I'm gonna see if I can send her the link.
Yeah, you should be able to from your end. I did link you, Dalton. Yeah, she's privated. I can't see what she's posting or anything. I'm not one of her affiliated people to talk to, I'm assuming. Do I need to pay a monthly subscription to be allowed to see tweets?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
She may have gotten trolled hard at some point and decided I'm going to start putting my stuff on private.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. I mean, I saw the same. I think Feisty had the same problem for a while, and she privated some of her stuff too for a while.
Right.
Hey, Dalton.
Hello.
So,
Why are you listening to Jetsons in the background?
That would be my mom because she's watching TV because she didn't go to work today.
Okay.
yeah, but
I'm just
I
I come in and I hear the Jetson theme. Like, what the fuck?
but Jetsons. Do you guys have Boomerang or something?
No, I think it was a commercial.
Oh.
You know, a lot of those commercials nowadays, they've been, playing up this whole,
Nostalgia?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? There was those car commercials that were showing like old,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
80s and 90s toys, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and whatnot. Like,
yeah, I think
okay.
the Ecto 1 was in there, and then there was Bumblebee.
Oh wait, no, that was an ad for I think Walmart, or was it Target? I can't remember.
I miss classic cartoons.
Well, you could always watch them somewhere. There are ways to watch them.
Even Boomerang has started prioritizing its own content versus playing old shit. Ironically, right towards the era where they would have had to start playing Cartoon Network's live action shows, which were not as bad as everyone thinks. Don't at me.
I'm sorry, what?
The live action era of Cartoon Network was not terrible.
Oh,
it's not a question of quality. It's just the idea that it's Cartoon Network and you got all this live action crap going on.
Yeah, and cartoon originally just meant short before a cinematic feature. So there's no reason why you need to be all anal about animation.
I mean, I personally prefer watching animated films and stuff over live action stuff, but that doesn't mean I hate one or the other. I can love both.
I agree. The problem was that it was probably the wrong network for a lot of those shows. But
yeah,
does everyone need to retroactively crap on the live action shows just because they happened to be maybe on the wrong network? Sort of, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially considering that some of those shows were actually really good, like Unnatural History and Tower Prep, which I still say both deserved more seasons than the ones they got. But anyway, let's move on to the inevitable eviscerating of moral Puritans, because that's why you called me. So
right.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a second, real quick.
You summoned me for a reason, so now let's.
Okay, sorry about that. I needed to double check something with my mom.
Gotcha.
Cartoon Friday was the best. Yes, it was. It was a lot of fun. So, did we find out what's going on with Tristan, or
She has not replied yet.
Okay, it's fine. I don't have anything really against her that I could think of. I disagree on some stuff, but actually, in general, a lot of the stuff happening with like Mortal Kombat and whatnot, I'm like, I think some of this might be a little bit overblown, and some of it might not be. And particularly, the one thing I think that's the funniest about Mortal Kombat right now is everyone's focus. There's a lot of people who are focusing on the female characters and with like the wokeness or whatever you want to say is happening. And the funny thing is, it's like, are we gonna talk about like the random RNG that the game has and the microtransactions that are kind of hidden behind a whole bunch of bullshit? Are they using all this nonsense as a smokescreen for some of this other shit?
No, I think it's just that most people have become resigned to the stupidity of like microtransactions and shit.
That could be.
It's less overtly offensive. Whereas the moral pandering is just like, this is unnecessary and stupid and counterproductive and destructive. So fuck you.
Yeah, there is that.
I've seen worse puritanism on the part of game developers. I just find the female characters boring to look at.
Of course, NetherRealm Studios and their female character design department have been kind of shit for a long time. So it's like, oh, people like showing pictures of certain characters like in certain frames and they look like shit. I'm like, I'm really not surprised by this at this point. It's NetherRealm. They kind of suck. Yeah. It's not like their character designers have been the best. All I got to do is point to like Raven and Wonder Woman from Injustice 1 and just say, par for the course, guys. Par for the course. You can be angry about it, but until they like hire better designers.
Yeah. The closest thing I ever came to that was making a Michael B. Jordan joke concerning Shiva's design.
Good one.
Yeah, because it could be true. Yeah, I was kind of curious more than anything for a while about some of the design choices for the current iteration for female Mortal Kombat characters. And I asked Lord Nurgle, because he's been on the receiving end of some bullshit and whatnot, but I asked him, it's like, are they using they're using motion capture actors for the faces? One question, are they using motion capture for the bodies as well? And he's like, no, I think they're using mostly like some sort of default template that they use for all the character designs. And
okay, if you're going to bother with motion capture, which I'm not saying you have to, but if you're going to bother with motion capture, you should be like striving to capture the motion. Just a thought. Like,
that could be a thing.
Of course, bad motion capture can give us things like Marbs Need Moms. So
yeah,
maybe don't use it unless you actually have the budget necessary to make it.
Well, NetherRealm always has the budget to do that. That's what they've been doing for a while, is they've been using motion capture and other stuff of that nature. I think that's kind of why some of the faces end up looking like shit, because maybe it's like a weird amalgamation of motion capture and their own personal designs. I don't know.
Uncanny Valley.
The ugliest type of Uncanny Valley. Do I need to wait? Hold on. I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna type in the first Injustice, and Injustice. Let's type in Injustice, and then we'll type in Raven. Because she's probably the worst offender out of all of them.
She's a goth.
I don't remember playing the first Injustice game. I just remember playing the second one, so I might be out of the loop on this one. So it'll be interesting to see what they did with my second ever waifu.
Yeah, she's. It's not pretty. We'll get to that in just a moment.
All right, I
Yeah,
am prepared.
Gird your loins, people. Yeah.
What in
It's
the fresh hell?
yeah, that jawline.
Oh, come on!
I no. Do not
You see,
want. Take it back.
Why did
No.
why
Take
did
it
they
back.
draw her to look like a Masters of the Universe character?
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. But this was her design for Injustice 1. She's not in Injustice 2, but this is her in Injustice 1. It's not great to look at, especially when it's actually in-game footage.
What the? Okay, what?
We broke Dalton.
Did Raven have a stroke? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting Raven had a stroke at some point.
Apparently.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, oh, if you think that's... Oh, wait. Oh, here's a fun comparison.
Is that supposed to be Raven?
Yeah.
What's with that jawline?
I do not know. I mean, this looks more appropriate.
Yeah, something like that would be okay. Like,
Oh, you think
Sigh.
that's you think that's bad? Let's. That one's probably the worst offender. I think Wonder Woman is probably Wonder Woman in Injustice. In Injustice 1, people, not Injustice 2. Injustice 2, she actually looks better. Injustice 1.
She didn't look bad in Injustice 2.
Okay, this is Injustice, so I'm going to let the jeans she's wearing slide.
I know, this is Injustice 2 again. God damn it. I type Injustice 1 and I'm getting Injustice 2 shit. It's not what I've asked for.
Because the keyword injustice is in both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, here's Injustice 1 Wonder Woman.
Her
The
body,
face.
Why is her like waist to hip ratio just completely fucked?
Right?
I wish I could tell you because I don't know.
Yeah, what is
I've
pose? That pose that says I have no pelvis to speak of.
Right. Seriously, I mean, they didn't talk about a static pose.
Yeah. Yeah, look.
I'm like totally pissed, you guys. Is what that expression says. Like,
yep. Permanent.
She got bitten. she's got Brie Larson syndrome.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that exact phrase. Yeah, that's the only way to describe it.
And here she is.
If Linkara can coin to learn. Hey, if Linkara can coin to turn Youngblood's disease, I can do this.
Yep. Yeah, this is her in Injustice 2. This is not a very flattering picture of her, but it looks at least somewhat better.
Yes. I'm tempted to smile even though
you are not aging well. Those Amazon jeans are not helping you, my dear.
Yeah, actually, for some reason, I think she de-aged in the second one, actually.
Like, Hippolyta is looking at that and was like, are you sure we're related? Because Hippolyta looks amazing in her old age, but Diana apparently not so much.
What kind of clay was that I used to make you?
The worst kind.
I'm thinking there were some maggots in the clay.
Maggots.
Yeah. And since this is, and I'm assuming this is before Rebirth happened.
Oops. Yeah.
Okay, then I can. The bad clay counts.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a second. Joan wants to jump in too, so we're gonna invite Joan.
So good.
Cool.
Why the heck not? That's why I stopped sharing the screen. Put Joan on. I want the chat to myself.
Presumably said by Eric Breen.
Yes, that was Eric.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I want tea. I get Dalton. I see how this night's going to go. That's exactly how this night's gonna go.
No one is preventing you from also having tea.
Yep, you can have both. Why not both? A
I
good
just
cup
had
of
some.
tea with a
Well,
side of dog.
I'm sure lots of people could explain reasons why not both, but we don't need to indulge those people.
Good point.
I don't know. Maybe I want to indulge those people.
Right.
Well,
Myrtle.
gee, fine then.
I
You summoned me to take down some moralizing pricks, and we haven't even gotten to the moralizing pricks yet.
well, we'll probably get to them eventually. I don't know. I'm just having fun at your expense.
We got past the grotesque female characters part.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna go and share screen again, but because let's kind of look at Mortal Kombat 11 a bit and see what's going on here with some of the character designs. I mean, me personally, I think I don't know. I know people's biggest complaints is that the characters don't look the same. And the one thing I'm wondering, or that I consider, is the whole concept of things changing over time. And Mortal Kombat, in particular, has changed so much over the years. You know,
Wolf, can I just say one thing?
go right ahead, John.
You should probably white box yourself.
I should probably what?
White box yourself.
What do you mean?
Click on your image, and it'll just keep the screen how it is.
I forgot that. My mistake. That was my bad.
Okay,
I knew I forgot something. I knew I forgot it.
Yeah.
Sorry, but thank you, Joe. Thanks for reminding me.
If it's just the characters aging a little bit, I can kind of that's something I can let slide because it's the game's continuity. It's just game continuity,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's like their age, and one of the things that I remember some people pointing out is that some characters are going in a different direction because they're trying to emulate what they actually are in universe. Like,
right.
remember when all of the Sub-Zero and Scorpion clone knockoffs, they all looked identical to each other? All they
Right.
were was a color palette swap and maybe a few different moves.
Right.
Now they're trying to have characters where they reflect more of what they are now. Like Ermac is a mage. He doesn't look like he did in the old Mortal Kombat. He looks more like a mage type individual. He's not dressed like a ninja in red anymore. Same for characters like Scar.
Crossover.
Yeah. And in some cases, it could just be like the characters are reflecting their new person, what they are now, more so than what they were prior. I mean, when I'm looking at Scarlet here, I'm not saying that this is the most appealing face to look at. Costume-wise, I like the idea, but that face does not look good.
Huh. Steampunk Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah, pretty much. And oh dear God, Sonya, what have they done to you?
Wait, that's Sonya?
Yeah, of course. They did motion capture with Ronda Rousey, so and it does look like Ronda, so that's probably why it looks really weird and off-putting.
Yeah, if your character was blonde, was a blonde Caucasian woman in the original game, going with somebody like I'm assuming she's a mix here, probably not a good idea.
I don't know if that was the argument people were making for the less attractive characters, but that is an argument that people make.
I think you were saying that they kind of used her face for this character design.
Yeah, because she's the motion capture actor. So that
Beware
means
the uncanny canyon. It's not even
Well,
a
yeah.
valley at this point. It's just a straight crater.
yeah, because like we could take a side by side comparison of her face and Sonia's. They do look relatively similar, except for that she's pissed in this one and not pissed in the other picture.
Oh God, the Brie Larson syndrome spreading.
Yeah,
for some
I
reason,
am
she
totally not going to be your hero, but I am going to save your ass just to prove I can. Look.
Yeah. What were you
she
gonna say,
actually
Joe?
she looks a lot older.
Yeah.
Like, the newer ones, they look older than what they were a couple games ago. Is there a time skip?
Wait, hold on. Let's also actually, let's actually address that because that might be something that some people are ignoring. Because I remember in Mortal Kombat 10, some of the characters have kids now. Because Sonya and Johnny have a daughter.
Yeah, there was
a kid too.
I do remember seeing a clip earlier today with the Johnny Cage stuff, and he mentioned a daughter.
Yeah. Well, let's type in Mortal Kombat 10 characters. Because they have Cassie. Yeah, Cassie right here. Cassie Cage. And Cassie Cage is their kid, you know?
You better have safe search on.
I don't think I do, but you know.
Oh God!
I'm living dangerously, I guess.
Don't scroll down further.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go that far.
Yeah, the YouTube overlords aren't gonna like that.
Probably not, but yeah, this is Cassie.
Oh, we're using Google.
Yep, we got Cassie Cage, who's Sonya and Johnny's kid, and Johnny looks old as shit, even in this one.
Well, it has been 11 games up to this point.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like in his 20s in the first few ones?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was around 20 years old.
Let's say they did like a 10-year time skip. He looks 10 years older.
It could be actually older than that, because I think that considering Cassie is, I would say probably in her late teens, early 20s, he could be like reaching into his 40s. He just looks really good for a 40-year-old. Because
if Chuck Norris can do it, I can do it too.
Exactly.
When certainly looks better than Harrison Ford at that age.
Yep. That's true.
I guess he wasn't on the same drug Sylvester Stallone was on it.
Yeah. I mean, hold on. I'm going to do something here. Mortal Kombat. Because I've been meaning to make this point about Mortal Kombat.
But still, these designs aren't bad. It's just the way they're posed. They are boring to look at.
Yeah, that's one of the main problems. What?
Yeah.
That's Reptile?
Yeah, this is Reptile. Because originally Reptile looked pretty much like this in most of the games. He looked like a pilot swap of the other ninjas. Here he is from Mortal Kombat. I think this was 4. Or Mortal Kombat 3. I can't remember which. This is what he looked like. And now he looks like this. It constantly changes design. Like every single game, he ends up looking different.
He actually looks cool in that one.
Yeah, he does.
Is it like something in game where he like has a hard time maintaining his human form or something?
Yeah, they made like actual lore reasons, like he's been changed by certain things.
Yeah,
and I can't remember the exact details, but yeah, he changes based on like some sort of lore. But here he is in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, because I kind of dumped this series before they established a real lore with these characters. So it's like,
yeah. But yeah, the one point I've always made, the point I would make in Mortal Kombat as a defense of the game with their art design and direction, they're always tweaking and changing things. And fighting games have done
cool there.
Oh yeah, this is him from it says 11, but I think this is him in 10.
Yeah,
or it could be 11.
Yeah, see, guys, this is how you make an inhuman character that's not very attractive, but still have him look cool.
Yeah. There's always going to be characters that they will tweak and redesign to make them look different. I'm not saying that what Mortal Kombat 11 has done with the characters is, a good fit.
Right.
Considering a lot of people have been complaining about the, lack of the sexy female characters and whatnot, but yet the guys are able to be shirtless and all this shit. I'm like, I get it. I understand. But art direction is a thing, and we have to kind of keep that into consideration as well. We can't just automatically tell... Well, we can tell the Mortal Kombat team that we don't like these redesigns and we'd like the originals, which is fine. It's a reasonable request.
One thing that they can do is actually put the older skins or character model designs.
Yeah, I think that
to a better graphical setting, or however the term goes, and just slap it in as a skin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that some of the older costumes will make it into the game regardless.
Yeah, Namco kind of does that all the time, so it shouldn't be a problem with them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to bring in the skins of the older costumes and whatnot. Whether they'll redesign the actual character models, I can't say. They may not. And,
at this point, it would be the smart move for them to make it, given how many people are rage quitting.
Yeah, but my best option for some of these for the people who are complaining, just vote with your wallet. Don't buy it. If this is stuff that's bugging you, address the issue. Let people know why you don't like it.
Yeah,
and then hopefully they will course correct, and then the next game will be better, or it will considerably get worse. You can always go back and play the old games.
True.
Support the old community. Play Mortal Kombat 10 or 9 or whichever one you think is your favorite. Just play those.
Or the last one you play before dumping the series completely, which in my case would be 4.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last Mortal Kombat game I ever tweaked or played around with was, I think, Annihilation. But
at worst, you still have the option of what is the nuclear option for fandom, which is selective refusing to acknowledge the canon.
Yep. A lot of people do that too. That is always an option.
You mean that doesn't just work with the Sonic franchise?
Nope.
Well, no, you can also do it for the sake of saving a franchise when they do something incredibly stupid. Like, for example, the Ghostbuster 2016 alternate universe therefore did not have it.
Yep, there you go.
I can live with that.
I can live with that too.
Aren't reboots technically in alternate universes, except for DC and Marvel?
For the most part.
Well, it depends on whether or not you're actually affecting the mainline universe with the reboot or not.
Wait, who's that?
What?
Wait, who are you showing right now?
This is Reptile.
Okay, we're still in Reptile.
Yeah, we're still in Reptile.
For a second, I thought I was looking at Scorpion.
Yeah. Almost. This one is Noob Saibot.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does he kind of look like the Crypt Keeper in that previous?
Yeah, he does kind of.
There.
Oh, what, Reptile? Or are we talking about?
No, the one that one there. Yeah.
Saibot? Noob Saibot. Yeah. He does kind of look a bit like the Crypt Keeper.
Well, in the last game I played, which I think was 3, he did have a lot of shadowy moves, more so than Smoke did.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Smoke.
I was wondering if he was still in this franchise.
He is. He's changed too. He's been a cyborg. He's been.
Well, the last I saw him, he was that robot.
Yeah. Let's see. MK. Oh, wait, no. Wait. Yeah, Mortal Kombat 10. Mortal Kombat 10. Because I know he was in 10. I'm fairly positive he was anyway.
Isn't he the
But
one right?
yeah, I don't know. But another thing, I remember like Sub-Zero changing several different times. I remember Sub-Zero. Yeah, I remember in one of the games, Sub-Zero basically was like a straight rip-off with a shredder.
Well, in the
I'm
second,
not.
well,
Right, or that.
on the second game, he was a different Sub-Zero. Or what is the
Yeah.
third game?
Wasn't that
Mortal
his brother?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
He had a brother in the second one because he died in the first tournament. Mortal.
Yeah. How did he come back though?
I don't remember.
Netherworld powers?
Probably
I'll chop it up to ninja magic.
ninja magic.
I mean, look at how many times Shang Tsung has come back.
Yeah. Yeah, Sub-Zero.
Wait, is that a female one?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm not spelling Shredder right. It was in the PS2 era. PS2 era, I think. Sub-Zero, PS2. Let's see what we. Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Was that when they completely changed the gameplay of the Mortal Kombat games to speed 'em up or whatever it was called instead of the fighting game that it was?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They did that for a couple of them, but just look at this. This is like freaking.
That is
Shredder
definitely the
rip-off.
Shredder.
I see smoke more like that than Sub-Zero.
Yeah, this looks like Shredder using Sub-Zero powers. But yeah,
somebody get Kevin Eastman in here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something that is the thing that keeps happening. Outlaw Gaming. Heyo. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the stream.
I love gaming.
No. No, we're not going to put Outlaw Gaming on because I don't know who that is.
It's a play off of I Want Candy. It's a play on words. I don't think it's an actual song.
I think Nightwolf's going to box himself. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to literally box myself. Shadow boxing is a thing. I allowed to bemoan the lack of sexy female characters in this stream? You can, but that would be sexist. I'm gonna troll the hell out of you, Eric.
Don't start a war that you know you can't win, Nightwolf.
I don't know. You really think I can't win?
I'm trying to warn him, Eric. It's not working.
This is my castle, after all. He's the one who's laying siege.
Yes, and castles can be reduced to rubble, is all I'm saying.
But he's sieging it. Don't I have the right to defend it?
Prep the fire.
Yeah, but if you're going to engage in sword fighting, it probably shouldn't be with a master swordsman, is all I'm saying.
Ouch. Yeah. But I have a lance, and lances
when it comes to trollish comments, I think Eric takes perfectly okay.
That is a fair point. That is a fair point. I'm doing the best I can, though. I don't want to get in trouble from my YouTube overlords.
Understandable.
In fairness, the YouTube overlords probably aren't going to be happy with any of us anyway because we're disrespecting the women.
Yep, we're disrespecting the whammons.
For the sake of artistic integrity, no less, and that's forbidden.
Right.
Yep.
You can't believe that merit exists. That is forbidden.
Yeah, and this is very compared to some of the other YouTube videos that have covered this subject.
Yeah. You were gonna say something, Joe?
Yeah, I actually read this in the thread that you quoted earlier.
Yeah.
I literally read how are leotards sexual? And then if you keep scrolling down, it says one guy posted a capture of a bunch of ice skaters.
Yeah.
Skating on the ring, and says, "Look at all these sexual outfits."
Yeah, but they're functional. They're more for function, not spirit.
Yes, but you may be as functional as you like as long as you're not sexually objectifying yourself or others while you do it. Apparently, is the rule.
Yeah.
But isn't that person like
Fucking
sexualizing it because they just said this is way too sexual?
Yeah.
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 It's
you,
like
you neglected to keep in mind that you're not allowed to sexualize yourself or others while you do the thing you very much need to do to keep your living.
yeah. We're gonna get to the Persona 5 stuff because that might actually make Eric happy.
And boy, do we have a lot to say about that.
I'm sure that we do. But anyway, hold on a second. I'm going to get the tweets and whatnot up here in a second.
You know,
Yeah.
You're
when we
seeing
talk-
Nightwolf in leggings, really?
Are you for?
no thanks, no image of that.
We don't want to scar the audience. Come on now. I respect and care about my audience too much to do that.
Yeah.
Wait, you do?
Not to mention, I don't want to lose my content lenses because my eyeballs melted.
No, nobody wants that. No. That's not happening. Sorry, Eric.
Let me just say and point this out:
Mhm.
how this person redesigned this Persona character looks like Ruby Rose from Ruby.
You know what? Now that I'm looking at it,
Somebody call Rooster Teeth.
plagiarism.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
Really? Quick, get it because Atlas is are back to their horny bullshit again. It's like, okay, one, Atlas can do whatever the freaking hell they want with Persona. And the last time I checked, aren't they just a publishing company? They're not.
I think.
Yeah, last time I checked, they're the publishing company. They're not the people who make the game.
Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, the game has a Japanese audience in mind, in which culture has standards that are slightly different from ours. So applying American status to Japanese cultures is stupid.
Yeah.
Isn't that like cultural?
Yeah.
What's that called?
Appropriation.
Yes.
You're culturally appropriating Japan, dude. Come on. Come on, oob fish. Culturally appropriating.
It's impossible to culturally appropriate Japan because Japan just has internalized whiteness. And white people, as we've established, have no culture. They just appropriate the culture of everybody else.
Yeah.
This is a real SJW argument that I have heard on multiple occasions. Please send help.
Wait, aren't most of them white or Caucasian?
Great, now I'm seeing that will play Vikings. Well, you did that to yourself, Eric. You really have yourself to blame for that. Hello, Underworld Dream. We're talking about people who are creepy and are puritans, and they redesign characters because it doesn't fit their narrative or whatever. So what's Persona 5 Royal? It's a re-release of Persona 5, I think, with added content. I don't think it's DLC. At least not to my knowledge.
I think they might add like DLC to this version later on.
You see, I knew that was going to happen. You see, I'm talking to my mom right now. You see, I knew that was going to happen. I called it. Okay, guys, you can talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. And
feel free to discuss. I will be right back.
Okay, so who's going to burn down the castle first?
Well, I didn't bring matches, so somebody else is going to have to do it this time.
Yeah.
Uh, I skipped the jutsu class where you get fire breath, like Sasuke does.
Damn, all I have is a B Magnum. Oh wait, is there anything going on in the chat? That's
No, as far as I can see, the last person was Maverick.
Yeah,
hmm.
yeah. He asked about the DLC or something.
Ah. You know what really infuriated me once, and I still can't believe it actually happened from a show?
Hmm.
Um, the mech fight in the recent volume of Ruby. It it was really bad.
Didn't Vic Mignogna voice one of the characters in that show?
Yeah, he voiced Crow, the uncle. Maybe, maybe Eric.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, no more burning my castle.
Damn it, Dalton! Hide the torches! Hide the torches!
I will dump tar on all of you.
I was Well, actually, that would be most convenient because I was trying to start this fire like caveman style by rubbing the two sticks together, and I only managed to get a spark. So if you actually dump hot tar on it, it might actually cause it to ignite faster.
But the tar's already boiling, though.
Yes, which means it'll probably cause it to ignite faster, and then you'll basically end up burning down your own castle in a towering inferno.
Yep, but I'll also be burning you down too, won't I?
We moved on to hypocritically doing an edit.
Yeah. Well, you guys can fill me in of the talking points if you wish.
We went over some Ruby stuff.
Oh, well, I really don't give a shit.
Right.
No, it was just a mech fight. It really pissed me off, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think I might know what you're referring to. I think I saw somebody talk about that at some point.
Yeah. It was honestly, you can just take the entire mech fight out and just have the main cast fighting a giant monster. It leads to the same effect. Nothing really changes.
Shall we discuss this person's second tweet?
Okay.
Oh, the one where he's really whining? Oh, yes.
Yep. It's like, look, I really don't want to get into debate with all y'all in my mentions trying to defend her PT design because there's no debate. She's 15. And you must reiterate, in all caps, 15! And Atlas is notorious for sexualizing and putting the Persona 5 girls in sexy outfits, which they then write them.
Because it's not like 15-year-old girls ever deliberately try to put themselves in attractive looking outfits because they think they look good like that or anything.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is a game that has an American audience in mind, so you can kind of take your Puritan horse crap and shove it.
Yep. The thing is that, yeah, 15-year-old girls will dress however they damn well please. Stop telling them what they can and cannot do. I know this is a fictional character, but...
And more to the point, let me translate to something that you might actually understand, milady. By telling her what she can and cannot wear, you are slut-shaming her, and isn't that sexist and misogynistic?
Yeah. It is.
I know of a religion that you would fit well in.
Protestant.
Besides that,
Well, we won't get into that.
yes,
I prefer not
There's
to.
there's no need. There's no need to be Islamophobic now.
Go ahead, book a room. Clown Motel.
But yeah, go ahead, book a room at the Clown Motel. Good comment, good response.
Right?
You love the saying, "I love Persona 5." No, you don't. I've got called bullshit on it.
And I love how he's all like, and I
Wait,
love P5.
wait. Besides them being relatively in high school and middle school, aren't they also rebellious characters
Yeah.
that really don't care about the law and all of that?
And use their sexuality as a form of power. Yeah.
And aren't they also thieves?
They're all the way that the game breaks down the characters is that they're normally troubled youths, or they're not the ones, not the good kids. They're kind of troublemakers, at least in some cases. They have either rumors or they have like bad reputations around them that they have to contend with on a regular basis, especially when you talk about like the first three that are in the game. Joker himself, his best buddy, who I can never remember his name because it's been a while. I forgot their names.
When I first saw Joker, it didn't really click that it was referencing this game because because I'm an ignorant American and the only Joker that I know of is the one that goes up against Batman all the time.
So when Smash Brothers mentioned Joker, that's what your mind went to?
Yes.
I can see the animated Batman Joker or Adam West one being there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could get Mark Hamill to do the voice work. He absolutely loves playing the Joker.
Yeah, but I actually thought that was actually kind of surprising. It's like, wait, Persona 5 is going to be on a Nintendo Switch game? None of the Persona games have been on a Nintendo Switch or any Nintendo console for a long time, or ever that I can remember. Shin Megami Tensei, yes, but not Persona.
Disney's a killjoy. They won't let Cloud on Smash.
Yeah. There's reasons for that. There's reasons why some of the stuff is blocked or prevented.
But why Cloud?
Square Enix. Oh. They prevented Cloud's like music from Final Fantasy VII and other things not be allowed on. Actually, wait, no. From what I remember from the stream I had last week where I was talking to Rabbit about it, I think he mentioned that it has to do with Disney and Disney owning the rights in some small part to some of the characters.
Yeah,
they own part of Kingdom Hearts, therefore now they own part of Final Fantasy and Cloud.
Right.
Surprisingly enough.
Well, the good news is we won't see. Well, at least we won't be seeing Tidus in a Smash Brothers game anytime soon.
Ouch! Poor Tidus. But don't sexualize minors. Minors can do that on their own. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about when they do it to themselves on purpose, knowing that that's what they're doing?
Yeah. I don't understand this mindset of, look, characters are going to be designed based on their age group.
Right.
Most characters, like when I design a character and when I consider the character's age, I consider what they might wear. Whether that be no matter what setting it is, what are they going to be wearing and what is their personality?
Right.
What are they going to wear?
Right.
Like, if I've made an overly flirtatious girl, what is she going to be wearing? She's going to be wearing flirty clothing. Or something
that's sexualizing.
Doesn't matter.
Tone it down. They're over-sexualizing it. Come on.
Because to those kind of women, sexuality is a form of power. I don't know when it became unacceptable to point out that sexuality is a form of power, but when you can turn people's brains off by making them look at you, that is definitely a form of power. And
That is-
believe you me, there are plenty of people whose brains get turned off when they see something sexy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually get jealous of it.
Yeah. Kunoichi in the old days did this a lot.
Who?
Europeans.
Kunoichi.
Oh.
Them too.
Yeah, there's always character design is it's based on the person, on who's making it.
Yeah.
I've done tons of character designs over the years in several different ways, and when I design a character that might be actually most of the time, normally I was drawing characters that are within legal range, but it's like depending on their personality and who the character is supposed to be is going to determine what they're going to look like.
Right.
And it does. And the one thing about like these Puritan bullshit, it's like it doesn't matter what age the character is. You guys are going to bitch and complain regardless. So
look at where we are with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Well, not just Mortal Kombat, but I remember there were people bitching and complaining about like certain character designs for things like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and whatnot. It's like, well, one, they were designed by a female creator, so...
Wait, are you talking about the one that had the, like, C-size cups?
Yeah. I don't remember. It was that one where the design... The character's in a certain pose and it looks like she's in pain.
Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm referencing.
Oh,
she has really massive
assets.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was one of the main criticism concerning Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, even though she's 22 years old in the game.
Yeah.
Even though her character was much more than cheesy fan service, which these people would know if they actually played the game.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like it doesn't matter what age these characters are when it comes to like Japanese fiction and whatnot. Well, like how they design characters and whatnot. The characters could be of legal age, and some of you guys are still gonna bitch and complain about they're too sexy. So it's like the argument is idiotic.
This brand of feminist is going to complain about sexuality regardless, because to them, sexuality is a form of victimization. When in actuality, sexuality is a tool, and many people of both the male and female persuasions could explain that to you in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, just walk up to anyone who works as a prostitute. They could probably tell you stories for days.
Yes, let me explain to you how this is crucial to my business. Is basically the story you're going to get if you ever ask one of those people.
No, you want what's funny? You're also making a lot of people more sexually repressed because of it.
Yeah.
That would explain Captain Marvel. Hello.
Yeah. And eventually, no one would bother to, down the line, to actually, have
procreate.
Yeah. And that's the problem with what's happening in Japan, which is why they're overly sexualizing all the characters.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like they're
just so they can get all the just to get the population to start procreating with one another, just so they can have their just to have it up again.
Yeah, so that they can have a workforce again.
Yeah, which is why a lot of people are essentially dying left and right because they don't have a large workforce because of that.
Yeah.
And now that they learn, they're kind of,
Yeah. It's like you don't get to dictate what Japan does. Okay, that's just how it is. We're here in the U.S. We don't control what they do. They have their own problems to contend with. They don't need us adding to them.
Right.
does anyone else hope that Nightwolf's mom comes back instead of Nightwolf? Gee, thanks, Eric.
When Nightwolf's mom gets her own channel, maybe I'll ask her to be on her stream.
Be an interesting conversation, I am sure.
Hmm.
Actually, I remember some people were like, "Hey, is your mom gonna review an anime or something?" I'm like, why would you
That
ask
was
that?
me.
Yeah, that was huge. I was like, wait, why would you want that?
To get a reaction.
Well, I'm not gonna show my mom anything too questionable. I'm not gonna do that to her. Okay?
Damn it. I wanted her to review Bible Black.
No, God. Even I don't want to touch that thing. No.
It's relatively tame compared to everything else.
That might be true, but still, no. No.
They sexualize kids. Underworld's like they sexualize kids all the time. Remember Netflix She-Ra? She and Catra are both flat as a board, and they love it. If anything, Tumblr loves them flat. Or in Glimmer's case, when you have the build of a beach ball.
Yep. Hello, Tellium. Welcome to the stream. You came at a perfect time.
Oh, speaking of flatness, in Ruby, they actually shrunk down Yang's and Blake's bust from the previous volumes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
But
the only reason I notice is when the character was turned to her side, and I compared it to the previous model, they decreased by a lot.
I was actually kind of curious if what other people might be saying. Better tell every teenager wearing what they want and showing the top part of their legs that they aren't allowed to do that. She's also a bunch of lines and colors. Yes, because she's fictional.
Uh-huh.
Every swim class, dance, ballet studio, and gymnastic program in the world is sexualizing, since girls younger than 15 are wearing the same exact outfit as in the...
Oh, wait. Isn't clothing company now doing that?
And say that, but in her... She later talks about she admires that cartoon female villain's thief archetype. So we're actually getting plot reasons. She actually has a reason to dress the way that she does. Because she likes characters like these. Interesting. How very interesting if it's part of her character and why her outfit might be similar.
Some people have valid reasons for doing things that are against your moral reasoning or something.
Yep. How was she sexualized? That's what I'm wondering too. Because that original doesn't look sexual in the least.
Because people might derive some kind of attraction or enjoyment from it, and that is haram.
This is funny. I like this comment. I remember dressing like I'm from the Victorian era when I was 15 too. If I was feeling naughty, I would show my forearm.
If you're a cat blogger and you're dressed like Princess Allura was in the original Voltron, how far do you think you'd get?
Nowhere.
So where does the character of Joker appear from in Persona? Thinking of checking out the manga. Joker is his own character. He's from Persona 5. If there's a Persona 5 manga, Joker is the main character of Persona 5.
Isn't there an anime?
Yes, there's also an anime. If you're feeling like it. He appears in Persona 5. His background story is interesting. It's really not that much of a spoiler, especially if you either read or watch or go through like the first hour of the game. He was a kid who pissed off the wrong person. He pissed off a very high up, very big either businessman or political figure. I can't remember which exactly, but he pissed somebody off because the guy was being way too touchy-feely with a girl, and he was trying to force her into his car for things that we could probably assume are not of the most virtuous of things. And Joker's character, and he pushed the guy down and hurt him. He hurt his arm when he fell down. He got sent, not really sent to juvie, but he was, in a sense, arrested and punished for his crimes. In a sense. And he's sent to a new school in a place where he's away from his parents because they don't want to deal with a criminal. Because he's labeled as one. He's not one. He's just an ordinary kid. But he's labeled as a criminal. And eventually he gets messages and contacted from another world. In particularly the Velvet Room. And he starts basically a crime group of people who steal hearts. Because there's evil afoot in the town. Like, the first boss is the gym teacher of the high school that you go to. And he's not a good person. At all. He does all sorts of horrible things.
So he's like every other gym teacher in history?
Oh, it's far worse than that. How about literally physically assaulting the students?
Oh, boy.
Working them to death and actually physically hurting them.
So...
Yikes.
There's only so many times I can repeat the same line, but the line is still working.
And what was the line?
The line, so he's like every other gym teacher in history.
And also being sexually abusive to the female students as well.
Oh, now we're going into elfin lead territory.
And also, what else is it? Blackmailing some of the female students to be with him. So the gym teacher is pro-child labor laws? Not really. And if anybody is interested in playing Persona 5, I would recommend it. I played through the first boss and first dungeon. It's good. It gets dark and it's twisted, and that's what a lot of people like about the Persona games. They're not like all the other JRPG games out there of, hey, you're the savior, go save the world. No, it's far more personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like trying to come to terms with yourself and also dealing with other people and their own personal demons. Or how they are internally.
Well, to be fair, except for Final Fantasy VI, the most of the Final Fantasy games I play start out with they're either hired for a job or they're ordered by a king to deliver a package, and then it turns into a save the world plot.
Oh, and here's the character's original design that he edited. That was something that we hadn't had a chance to look at.
Yeah.
This isn't that bad. I've seen far worse.
Yeah, I don't get why he's taking such a huge issue with this. It's not like with the elfin lead cast where they stripped them down completely naked.
Yeah. There's I laugh at your stupidity. There's far worse stuff that I've seen. And I mean, this person even mentioned like the age of consent in Japan is 13. Although I'm not sure about that. I don't think it's 13. I think it's actually a little older than that. And it also depends on what prefecture we're talking about.
Yeah.
And high schoolers do work in cosplay cafes and similar cosplay Japan, and people don't have to do what you think is right. to release their games in your country if you're going to be mad about it. That's a fair point. It's like, do you want Atlas to not release Persona anymore? Yeah. Yeah. It's a drawing. They're not real.
I keep expecting that meme with the whole it's fictional characters that pop up.
I'm going to point to you to the beach scene of how Anne reacts to Hyoji's reaction to her swimsuit. And I can't even remember. I'm not that far in. This tweet is unavailable. This person has me blocked or something.
Either that or he took down the tweet.
Yeah, that could be too. Oh yeah, that's not creepy at all. Jack Nicholson. Yeah, thanks for that.
Here's Johnny.
I don't think that's not from that movie. That's
No, I know.
This is
I
from
was
Anger
making,
Management.
I was making a joke.
Yeah. And no real 15-year-old girl would have the sexual organs known as legs.
Very similar to the point I made. Yeah.
Step right in, you'll feel at home.
Honk. Honk.
Honk.
Honk.
Honk honk.
Somebody get Ronald McDonald in here.
Sexualization. She's a gymnast, and it's only natural for her to gear to be leotard. You're not trying to sexualize her. Yeah. Yeah, it's the most.
He'd probably say the same thing about a ballerina.
Yeah. If you don't want to get into a debate, you shouldn't have made this shitty decision in the first place.
I was getting ready to point that out when I first saw that tweet. I was about to be like, well, you're the idiot who started this conversation in the first place. But did you think that you weren't going to get a response from something this stupid?
Yeah.
Conversations only exist when people are agreeing with me or lavishly decorating my insecurities with sycophantic foliage, don't you know?
Yeah. I don't think Atlas really cares. In fact, Japan hates it when Americans complain about their stuff being sexualized when it's really not. Get over it.
Yeah. Don't the Japanese have a word for like young Western SJWs? Or is it China that has a word for?
It's China.
I think it's China, but I forget what the term
is. Called biozo or I can't remember.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, something like that.
So he is the traditional evil hentai gym leader or gym teacher. I don't want to say that. The guy is a very twisted mind. Here's the thing. The thing with the Persona 5, especially with the gym teacher, he has there's two different sides to him. The side that everybody sees is the professional gym teacher who has high accolades and the school loves him. And everyone's afraid of it. All the students are afraid to say anything because they think that none of the adults will believe them, or they're afraid that he'll actually hurt them. So they don't want to deal with. They're quiet about it. They don't say anything. In the alternate world, or this individual's the gym teachers, they call it a castle, where his heart is and where his true thoughts and feelings reside.
So basically, a mind palace.
Yeah, this is where all of his dark reality or his dark fantasies are.
Mm-hmm.
And he does all sorts of sick and twisted things. The students are basically prisoners in his castle. The male students are left there to be tortured and beaten in multiple different horrible scenarios. The female students are kept in, I guess, what you would consider, I don't know, kind of like a harem location or something to that nature. And it's not fun. And in particular, the girl who ends up to be a member of your party, I can't remember her name. She wears the sexy red cat outfit. considering that we're going to be people are going to complain about that, I'm sure, at some point. Where he has a fake version of her running around that he has fawning over him and walking all over him, basically. So, yeah. That's not who he really is, but it's a part of him that he hides. And a lot of the stuff that he's doing is in private, like through messages or in private conversations with these students.
Oh my gosh. This guy we're talking about here, he has like 905 followers, but only 55. Oh, that's the likes he had. My bad. I was about to flip out when I saw the amount of likes because I kind of forgot it's the likes he put out, not the likes he's getting.
Yeah. Oh, tell him you've been reading through Blue Exorcist? That's cool.
Good series.
I haven't read it.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah.
I've been reading a lot of Shonen Jump lately, but that's not one of them that I've been reading.
But yeah, but shall we discuss how this guy's a complete hypocrite when he says, "Do not repost, re-upload, edit, or quote retweet his art"? Thank you. But here he is doing the exact same thing with somebody else's art.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
At that point, you just ignore what he actually is saying about it.
Yeah.
And just do whatever you want.
Principles only count when they advantage me somehow, and don't count when other people are disadvantaged when I do things.
Yeah, it's in the bio. Yeah. It's in the bio right here.
The mind of the ideal.
For me,
do not repost, re-upload, edit, or QRT my art. People are gonna do that now.
Yep.
And look,
you just
it's
made
like
yourself
you have,
a prime target.
Yeah, and everybody else is right here. You have Persona 5 art all over your profile, and other Persona games, and other artist art. Question: why is it okay for you to do it,
right,
but not for others to? May I ask?
Because other people are less valid, and this person is very valid, don't you know?
That would explain the outrage that Mr. Marvel got when he did what he did.
Yeah. If only we could have had him on.
I know, right?
Wait, what did Mr. Marvel do?
Oh, he hold on.
I'm trying to. I have trouble remembering. It was a few weeks ago.
He did there was a game designer for the Castlevania crew who redrew Samus from Metroid to look less sexy, and
yeah,
Mr. Marvel.
Oh yeah, I remember. Go ahead. Sorry.
And Mr. Marvel fixed his edit, and he's like, I fixed it for you. You're welcome. And the internet just went nuts.
Yeah, I remember that. All he really did was because they were trying to make Samus look like more militaristic, right?
Yeah. And then they were all like, well, you shouldn't have done that without his permission or anything like that. And what I should have done was say something like, okay, did Nintendo hire this other guy here to do what he did with the Samus character?
No.
Because if not, you just contradicted yourself, you moron.
Yeah, that's the one thing is that, the one thing about art is it's what's the word I'm looking for? People draw fan art of characters all the time.
They do.
And companies can't stop them from doing it.
Nor should they.
Yeah. I mean you can prevent them from selling it. Because it is your copyright, and then you have the right to do it.
It's your money, it's your intellectual property, but that doesn't mean that people who enjoy it aren't allowed to utilize it.
Yeah, they can use it, they can parody it, they can tweak it so that it's under fair use.
I mean, before we had social media, comic book magazines and anime magazines would feature people's fan art all the time.
Yeah.
Some of mine made it. Some of mine made it to issues of An America.
But you don't get paid for it, so
Exactly.
you're just taking some of the cash that you kind of just needed back from what you have done.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we're going to be off topic, so let's kind of pull it back for it.
Are we off topic? I couldn't tell.
I didn't think so, but then again, maybe.
I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say for sure. I wasn't. I didn't really think that we were, off topic, but
Wait,
But what? I don't know because my brain just kind of stopped there for a moment. I'm sorry. My brain
That will
stopped.
strain his brain. This is what we get for making him think hard.
Ouch!
Ew.
Ouch! My brain.
So shall we move on to the next issue of pretentious wokeness?
And what would that be?
Well, to bring it back to Mortal Kombat, the ending for Jax.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about that. Yeah, go right ahead.
Wait, ending?
What'd you say? Well, I had just gotten to watch the. I just got to watch the ending today, and he was going about how he went back in time and fixed the world by erasing slavery. For one thing, how does erasing? I'm assuming you're talking about the translated slave trade, because there were multiple periods in various pockets of the world where slavery happened.
Mm-hmm.
So how does all that fix the world and turns it into this huge utopia that would put Wakanda to shame?
Because in these people's minds, the only slavery that ever slaveried was transatlantic slave trade, and the only people that ever were slaves were anyone darker than Wesley Snipes. In these people's minds, that's how that works. Never mind the Irish, who were both indentured servants and slaves. Never mind the fact that the word slave actually comes from Slav, because people in the Middle East used to enslave Slavic people. Right. Never mind all that shit. Never mind that the Greeks and Romans used to enslave people of their own race because they felt like it sometimes. Right. Never mind all that shit. Only black people were ever slaves, and if you say anything else, you have committed a mortal sin and will be shamed.
Those in Latin America were also enslaved.
Yes.
And what about the Aztecs? And what about the Aztecs and the Mayans? They got enslaved when the Spaniards showed up.
And let's not forget all the times when Native American tribes enslaved each other because they could.
Oh no, but they can't. They are native. They're pure-hearted. No one can do wrong there.
Yeah, they're the oppressed, and therefore can never do anything wrong whatsoever. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not to mention he should have erased him. He should have erased himself and his entire family line out of his system, because I'm pretty sure he's with the amount of Caucasian blood that's in his genes. And we went silent.
Sorry, I had to go deal with that some nonsense. Sorry.
I thought the stream suddenly ended.
I was about to be like, what did something I said? Yeah. And what about all the other atrocities that have? And what about all the other atrocities and wars that have happened throughout the world? Did those get wiped out of existence too?
Nope.
Did the Holocaust still happen? Did the various Japanese regions?
But see, Samurai, we're operating under intersectional logic. Therefore, if you remove one massive atrocity, that makes the human race feel ashamed of itself, you remove them all somehow tangentially, because all of these oppressions are related to each other, and all of these oppressions are symptoms of each other, don't you know?
Oh, the spoon.
Jesus.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was like, whoa. That was loud.
I shall make more loud noises, don't worry.
That's right.
Yeah, just because you remove one part of history that's beyond redemption doesn't mean another part in a similar vein would happen.
Right.
I mean, wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in these people's ideology, that's how the world works. One
Not
day,
really.
one white person oppressed a poor black person, and that condemned all of human history to suck forever in perpetuity until we can get the glorious intersectional utopia off the ground and destroy the evil white capitalist cis hetero patriarchy.
Yeah, and Underworld makes an interesting point. The Jews and the Asians are considered privileged, so he didn't help them. And the guy goes on about how, what kind of a man would I be? What kind of an officer would I be if I didn't try to help people? Jax, you are paid to help people. It regardless of creed, race, or religion, or what have you.
You help people because you want to help it. You get paid for it, that's a bonus. Well, at least that's how I view it.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to go by. But I only said that based on his occupation. He works with Red Sonja. I mean Sonya. God damn it!
Look at this. I found this tweet.
Red Sonja. Oh my gosh, she's communist because she's Red Sonja.
Yeah. The only argument you need for doing sexy female characters and cool, unrealistic female design. I just really like girls. Don't need to excuse yourself for doing what you like and consumers want. You don't have to feel ashamed because some vocal Puritan lashes out at you. You don't need to give a reason based on realism or political correctness.
Oh, wait,
just do it because it's cool.
Oh, you know how weird how there was like, wait, isn't that Persona character like in a leotard or something?
Yeah, she is.
You know Steven Universe?
I'm sorry, what?
Steven Universe.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
The characters known as, well, the gems that are pearls, most of them wear leotards.
Yeah.
And clear.
I guess all the wokeness and fat they carry around evens that out. And seriously, if you're a gemstone, how do you have all this fat on your body?
No, but I'm just going off of the attire. They're wearing leotards mostly with clear fabric. So that by that extension, all the pearls are now sexualized because they're wearing leotards, even though they're based off of dancers.
That's a good point.
And you want to go a bit further, if you look at the character Peridot, part of her clothing is like a leotard. Oopsie.
Oopsie daisy. Well, I remember a while back, people were making similar complaints to how the artist from My Hero Academia draws one of the female characters. I can never remember her name.
I know which one you're talking.
Yeah, she's the one whose power she can create things by taking it out of her body.
No, her power is to create things on a molecular level with the knowledge she has of it by using her fact. She converts that into actual material goods.
Yeah.
Like if she wants a ironcladed sword that can cut through, I don't know, like 9 meters of stone, she has to know the density, the molecular structure, and all that good sciencey stuff of the blade.
Right.
just to bring it out.
Yeah.
But she's burning and using a lot of her fats. So she has to consume a lot. She has to consume a lot of things that give her a lot of fat. Therefore, she can bring it out, and she can bring it out from any point in her body.
Yeah, but it has to be from
So-
her skin.
Yep.
That's the trick
So
here.
if she's completely covered up,
She
the
can't.
only place she can bring it from is her head.
Yeah, it's the reason why her character design is mildly more revealing.
It's not the most revealing costume there.
No. I mean, the most
what-
revealing costume is the Invisible Girl because she's naked all the time.
Yes, we're not counting her. We're not counting her because
We don't see her.
Yeah, the one
Because
we
in
can count
order for
as
something to be revealing, there actually has to be revealing going on.
But she's still naked, and the characters still refer to her as being naked.
but they don't realize it.
No, I remember that. I remember it from the first season when they're doing that bomb drill where they split into teams, where one group is the heroes, the others are the villains. And she was paired up with that one guy with like the huge tail thing, and he realized that she was naked. He was like, "Oh, wait," because she's talking about taking off her superhero costume, and he's like, wait, she's naked then, isn't she?" It's like, "Oh, you just now realize that."
Yeah, I thought she had like some clear clothes on. To be honest,
No, she's naked. The only time when she's not naked is when she's wearing the school uniform. She's just permanently invisible.
Yeah.
She can't turn it on or off.
You know the superhero that can peel the layer of her, like the thin fabric of her clothes off to release like a sleeping mist?
I don't remember that one. Oh wait, are you talking? It was probably one of the characters from the later volumes and seasons. I haven't watched season 2 or season 3 yet.
That's season 2 and upwards. Never mind.
Well, I may have seen the clips or parts of it.
Yeah. Let me tell you, her rating is an R-rated superhero. Let that sink in.
Oh boy.
What does that mean?
Oh,
she's the rated R superstar.
It means she would have almost no clothing or very little clothing on while fighting crime because of her power.
Okay, so these ratings are based on this movie is more suitable for an audience of this age. Got it.
Yep.
And Underworld Dream is saying Midnight. Is that the name of the character?
Yes, Midnight.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that character just yet. I haven't gotten to see them yet. Or there's a lot of characters I haven't seen yet.
I don't think I got that far in the manga.
Yeah, there's like, oh, what is it? There's a character that was originally the one who was going to be All Might's successor. And then there's a bunch of other characters that I can't remember. Teachers that we haven't seen, or that I haven't seen yet, and along with other mentors and whatnot. Like,
No.
but I'm working on it. I will get to season 2 at some point.
Yeah.
Right, once I catch up on all of the seasonal stuff I'm watching.
Right.
And I also need to finish watching Gridman because. Yeah, Izuku wasn't originally intended to be the successor. It was another student.
Was his name Muriel?
I don't remember his name. His name has something to do with the number million. He's him and 2 others are like the top students of UA, and I think they're second-year students. And he was the one that the faculty was planning. Mirio. Oh, yeah, I think that is his name. His name is Mirio.
Yeah. His power is actually really interesting.
Oh, what was his power? I forgot. I kind of saw quantum.
It's quantum tunneling.
Oh,
Like he can phase through stuff.
oh yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty cool power.
Yeah.
I like all of the weird quirks and powers that they give characters in that universe. Because it's like, could this potentially be a power? Let's make it a power.
Yeah. Oh, you wanna know what's the funniest thing as well?
What's that?
He's the only superhero that streaks naked because of his power.
Makes sense, I guess.
Right.
Yeah,
Guys,
like. Go ahead.
yeah. The manga of My Hero Academia is good. Yes, it is. It's quite good. I only read the first 5 chapters. I got like the next 5 ready to read. I've just been reading a whole bunch of other stuff because people keep recommending stuff for me to read, and I'm like, okay, fine, I will read these. I also had to read some more My Hero Academia Vigilante as well, so because that was a good series, and the characters' powers in that are even more lame. The main character's power is just the ability to slide. Like at the speed of a bicycle. With like 3 points of contact. Like uses 3 of his limbs and he can slide on the ground.
When a character who can walk through walls sounds more impressive on paper, it's time to go back to the drawing board.
Well, no, that's the whole point of their universe is that there's all sorts of very small, minor people who have quirks of their own. They just aren't superheroes.
Yep.
Like Izuku's mom's not a superhero, and neither is his dad that we know of. I mean, all she can do is levitate small objects to herself. Might be fine, like when you're in the kitchen cooking, or you need to pick something up from a distance, but it's not exactly something you would use as a superpower.
Oh
not something I'd want to go up against Apocalypse with.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like something like I will beat you. With the ability to slightly float things very slowly to myself.
No, imagine if she got the one. Is it all for one? No, one for all.
It's one for all. All for one is the evil version.
Yeah, no. Imagine if she got the one for all. God damn it, I'm getting confused. All Might's quirk.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if she had it.
Yeah, she. That was a upper power level, that's for sure.
Imagine she went from small, like, levitation of spoons to lifting up a building.
Yep.
No, it would stay as small objects. It would just be all of the small objects like in a distance at once.
Oh God! Imagine like some of the villains had bullets on them.
Just like she mentally calls for spoons, and suddenly the entire universe's supply of spoons from like various different alien civilizations just are compelled to her will.
That would be funny. But My Hero Academia is a good show. And it's a good manga as well. So
I like it so far.
Yeah. I've been mainly reading a lot of the newer ones more than anybody.
Wasn't there a villain on like El Tigre that had the ability to summon spoons? Now that I think of it,
yes, there was.
Yeah,
I summoned spoons.
I summoned the power of spoons.
El Tigre is a really fun show and very interesting in how it's presented.
I have a feeling if I heard that, I would be making a lot of tick references.
Yeah, spoon.
Yep. Okay, what the? Sorry, I kind of just went back to Twitter for a brief second, and then I just saw some funny GIF of Kamen Rider Wizard. Anyway, so what else can we talk about? I think we've exhausted the other topic that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since now we're talking about My Hero Academia.
Right.
So,
And
one thing,
spoons.
and spoons, lots of spoons, all of the spoons.
How would Sportman's power, or what would Sportman's power be in Hiraka?
Does Sportman have any powers at all?
That's a good question.
Yeah, or is he a normal human being like Izuku?
Hmm.
He just wears a costume. Oh wait, actually, that's kind of one things I noticed because I read a few more chapters of Vigilantes, and the other character, the older dude called Knuckle Duster, he's just an ordinary human being. He has no powers because he fights. There was a fight with him and Eraserhead, and Eraserhead tries to use his quirk to, turn off that guy's power, and he's like, wait, this guy doesn't have a power. He's just an old dude who likes to beat the shit out of people. He's just
He is
the
a better
toughest.
Batman.
Yeah, basically, he's just Batman. He's just Batman. He's budget Batman because he doesn't have a costume or a Batmobile or anything. He just runs around and randomly beats up criminals.
He's a ninja. He doesn't need a costume. He has a work suit.
Yeah, and his work suit is punching with a cheap bandana.
Well,
he looks like
that one blind old man from Don't Breathe.
He looks like a goddamn hobo.
Well, when your abilities are to shut down, when you have the ability to shut down other people's abilities, what more do you need besides eye drops?
Oh,
yeah.
All Might's quirk. That's all you need.
Yep. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
All right. Anime Donald Trump.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna show Knuckle Duster here, and yeah, when I see him, all I think is he's a hobo wearing a mask. I can't think of anything else to describe him as. But that's all I can say about him. Just look at him. He looks like a hobo.
Oh my god! Oh god! It's like the first.
No.
He looks like an even lamer version of what Bruce Wayne was wearing during his first night out in Batman Year One.
Yeah, I know.
No, you want what that reminds me of?
What?
Just some guy's avatar.
Just like Jack Hey, just some guy. We found your avatar.
Yeah, somebody send this today to JSG so that we can razz them about it the whole time.
Yeah, I will do that. I'll do that after the stream. I'm like, hey, just some guy. I found your manga counterpart. When did you get so ripped?
Send me and I'll color it exactly like his avatar.
Well, you can find the images. All I did was Google it, so you're free to do so. It's like just recolor it and then post it to him.
He might like it and start using it as his avatar.
He might. I thought that this particular manga itself, actually, I found a lot more interesting because it covers the one part of My Hero Academia that they don't discuss very much, and that's the fact that all the heroes are registered with the government. So they're government sanctioned, but does that mean that there are vigilantes in this world? How strict are the rules and the laws of using your power and whatnot by basic citizens? and whatnot.
Yeah, when your entire population is 99% mutant, you'd have to have some sort of regulations on how a person can use their mutant ability.
Yeah.
This is a better Marvel universe than Marvel itself.
Yeah, which is
pretty much.
which is something I'm disappointed House of M didn't address. God, that comic was trash.
Are you talking about the Kamen Rider series with one of the writers that eats mayonnaise with everyone, with everything? I wasn't referring to Beast. I was referring actually just to normal Wizard. It was just a gif of him, like, there was like a fold-out lawn chair and a pillow, and he like takes the pillow off and he sits down, looks like he's just gonna relax, and then the thing falls over. Or the part that's elevated falls down and he falls with it. Ah. Cool. My Hero, you've read through all of it? That's awesome. I'm glad you did. I need to read through more of it myself. Because I like this whole drug dealing plot going on. Taking it a little bit in a more darker turn than what My Hero Academia was doing with the villains. More or less like, we just want to beat All Might. That was what the first set of villains want. It's just like, we want to beat up All Might.
It gets darker actually in the main story.
I'm sure it does, but just from first season experience, all they really seem to be interested in is fighting him. And taking him out. I just like this. I'm just really interested by this whole, drug dealing thing going on. That's kind of interesting.
But what they want to do is something Dalton would like.
Again? How many times do you want me to go down there just to hit the circuit breaker box again?
And push the button on the drive?
It's a waste of my time. Dear God. I'm going to slowly drive myself insane. I hate our dryer. Dear freaking God.
And anyway, you were saying, Jonah, while Mike Wolf has a nervous breakdown because of washing machine.
What they have is in season 3. And the main reason they want to take All Might down is a battle of ideology, because All Might is the pillar of hope and justice. So you have a pillar of evil and chaos, which is the guy that wounded All Might. So them knocking All Might down is going to prove their ideology right and bring more chaos to the world. Just tipping.
Absurdism, basically.
Yeah.
Is the logic.
Yep.
Joy. And I totally wouldn't want to rip my own eyes out if faced with that kind of decision.
Yeah. It's still kind of going on to a degree because they now pass it down to their successors. In a way, that's essentially what happened. And it's kind of strange because they is his name All for One? Or One for All?
Three Musketeers reference?
Stay quiet.
Why is nobody talking in my stream? I got 3 other talking heads and none of them are saying anything? I am
Well,
insulted.
one guy was talking. Well, one guy was talking, and then dead space, and I was like, What's with all this dead space?"
Well,
I wasn't really given anything to brag about, so I couldn't fill the void with rambling and
okay.
ranting.
Well, there is
Not to
one thing.
mention my
let's talk about the magic in She-Ra, okay?
No.
Fuck.
there's magic in wait, there's magic in She-Ra?
We went from no ranting material to all the ranting material.
You really want?
Wait,
we don't want to
you
get
mean My Little
an aneurysm.
Yeah, you mean My Little Pony Friendship as Magic version 2.0?
Except without John Delancey, who would have made it actually meaningful and shit.
Do you know which one I was talking about?
No.
Okay, let's go with the one that's irritating Dalton right now.
Sigh.
Sigh. Yeah, I would bring Eric in, but Eric is only good when he's in chat.
And also, he doesn't have a mic because it's taking forever to get a mic.
Yeah.
Given how long it took me to get mine and actually functioning, I will not hold that against him.
Yeah, that's fine. What can we talk about? Actually, hold on a second. I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna go to the Viz Media page here, the Shonen Jump section, because I have some stuff that I could probably talk about a bit. One of the things that I did a few days ago, it was a few days ago, like on Monday. I put down a list of like 4 Shonen Jump titles that I was currently reading, and I left the poll up to say, okay, guys, which ones do you want me to discuss first? Because I have been going goddamn insane with this thing, with the Shonen Jump app. There's just way too much to cover. I need... What? Something funny happening?
No.
No? That makes me more suspicious. My wolf can't handle me in the chat, let alone on the stream. Ah, I see you. We've already covered Mortal Kombat. I'm bored of the topic. Sorry, Omi, we kind of already ranted about that a bit already.
Yeah.
Mom was
we already went over the desexualization of women and Jack's out of character wokeness. What more do you want us to go on with this?
Yes, we talk a few. Yeah, we talked about that. Sorry if you missed it. You can always go back and watch it again. It's in there somewhere.
Tillium said Psyduck versus Doctor Strange. Tillium.
Yes.
Psyduck.
That would take all of 5 seconds because Psyduck has literally one finishing move, and Doctor Strange could just throw up a shield.
Oh, the Pokemon whose power is headaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk about sports ball. No, Eric, this is not a sports ball channel. We're nerds. We don't talk about sports.
The one Pokemon that could possibly be Batman, especially if he hits him enough.
But yeah, I remember. I was going to say, I put a poll up, and I put 4 different books up on the poll to see what people were interested in. So I'm gonna go over them for everybody who doesn't know. Chainsaw Man was one of them.
Wait, Nightwolf was up on a poll?
No.
How is no one talking about or mocking that in the chat?
Thanks, Dalton. Thank you for that. Remind me to punch you later.
No.
Okay. Joking aside, I wanted people to give me an idea of what they wanted to see for the next set of videos that'll be based on Shonen Jump and the books that I've been reading. So the two that managed to win, or at the very least draw with each other, because I picked 4, was Chainsaw Man and We Never Learn. They both tied. 4 people in total voted, and 2 people voted for this. 2 people voted for Chainsaw Man. I'm not sure who voted for what, but
I vote for Haikyuu.
you vote for.
I may have voted for Chainsaw. I may have voted for Chainsaw Man, even though I haven't read it.
Yeah.
Or any of the manga you had on your list.
Yeah. And the other 2 didn't get any votes at all, which I was like, that's a little bit more surprising considering that these 2 are more recent too, which is Hell Warden Higama and Neolation. Neither of them got votes. I'm like, okay, interesting. So what you're telling me is people want to see romantic comedy discussion, a very fun one and a very good one, and a story about a man who is part demon and has a chainsaw for parts of his body. Okay.
Yes, people definitely want to see anime Ash Williams.
Only in full-blown demon mode. Yeah, Eric, I think I know.
Anime part.
Yeah, Eric, I think I know.
Why not?
Because I remember he commented, it's like Chainsaw Man. I don't know what it's about, but you can't go wrong with a name like Chainsaw Man.
Press that for Haikyuu.
Also, Eric is
Haikyuu?
saying he'll remind you to hit me.
Unless you're a fan of, unless you're not a fan of Leatherface.
I haven't gotten a chance to read through Haikyuu. If everybody wants to know what I've been reading currently, what the heck was that?
Good question.
I do not know. That was weird. So yeah, we read, or well, I read. I've been reading Neolation, Hell Warden, We Never Learn. Read some of Black Clover. I've read Promised Neverland for a bit. My Hero Academia, of course. Dr. Stone was another one that I read because people seem to really like that one.
Wait, can Dr. Stone beat Dr. Strange?
I'm gonna go with no, because we're talking about the power of science versus the power of magic, and the science that he's using is the most rudimentary, basic science that anybody can do. Don't get me wrong, he's brilliant, but I don't know if he has a chance. What other ones? Oh yeah, World Trigger is another one that I've been reading. That one's interesting. We got Vigilantes.
Triggers.
They're triggered.
Hey, look, that card game that everyone loves.
Yeah, look at all of the Yu-Gi-Ohs.
Oh, I thought we were talking about magic.
Actually, this was one where I read the first chapter, but I should probably check it again. Because this is made by the same guy who did Death Note. So, that'd be interesting.
Wait, I thought you were on the Shonen Jump app.
This isn't the app, this is the website.
Oh. Yeah.
This is the Viz Media website. Oh, there's another one that I read the first 5 chapters of. I read Nezuko too. Because I can. But I was actually like, I have to break the tie. So I guess then I will have, well, I'm going to probably do a video for both of them first, but gotta do a tie for gotta pick between We Never Learn and Chainsaw Man of which one that I talk about first.
I'd start with Chainsaw Man because that seems to be the one that everyone's like interested in.
But we got it straight down the middle. It's a 50-50 split. I'm serious. It was 50-50. I'll show you.
But just going by the stream's interest, I'd go with Chainsaw Man.
Oh, are they ruling Chainsaw Man? Because I haven't looked.
I believe so. That the chat appears to be ruling in favor of Chainsaw.
I see quite a few Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay. Well, then because here's the poll right here. No votes for anything else. 8 votes in total. Actually, wow, there's a lot more votes than I thought. But yeah, 50-50. Okay. Well, if the chat wants to see Chainsaw Man, then I guess we'll do
We got 2
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man and one we never learned.
That's unfortunate. Because I like both. Well, basically how it's going to go is I'm going to probably I'll do videos for both of them and I'll edit both of them. But Chainsaw Man will be the one who goes up first, and then We Never Learn will go second. And then I'll have to get somebody to vote for the other ones. Because I'm going to talk about all of them. I just want to know what people's interests are and where they want me to start.
My money's on Bobo.
Okay, how about this? How about I do it here in chat so that people can break the tie for the 2 that got 0. How about that? Could do it here so that I don't have to put up another poll. Out of the other 2 guys, who do you want to go 3rd and 4th? Because I got a bunch of others that I'll have to do eventually, but let's start with those 4 and we'll work from there. Do people want to, after we do Chainsaw Man and then We Never Learn, do people want to see Hell Warden or Neolation? Leave your votes in the chat. Or the people here can, tell me.
I suspected that I'd like to see Hell Warden done, but
yeah.
I don't really know what it's about, so...
Well, I can give synopsises. Okay, we're getting...
I'm kind of curious about...
Huh?
I'm kind of curious about Hell Warden.
Yeah. Hell Warden is an interesting one. And we're getting a few Hell Wardens, actually.
What was the other one?
The other one is Neolation. This one. Right here. That I'm...
They both look interesting.
Yeah.
Hell Warden looks cooler.
Yeah, Hell Warden does look cooler. But, okay, so Hell Warden.
Neo.
You're going to go Neo? You're going to be the contrarian of the group and pick that.
I took Dalton's spot.
Somebody has to. It's like having a Super Bowl party and everybody voting for the first team. It's not for the same team. It's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so this is what they have as the bio. It says, watch out, malevolent fugitive souls. Higama will send you straight back from where you came. So, Hell Warden, for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with Hell Warden, is the story of this young man here, Higama, who is, as the name suggests, a Hell Warden. He is a warden of hell. He's a human who's tasked with bringing the souls of the damned back to where they belong because they're fugitives. There's like thousands of them that escaped many, I guess, centuries or decades ago, and it's his job to bring them back. And the story mainly follows him helping people who are being afflicted by these demons. And aesthetically, he's the most interesting looking character out of a lot of the newer shonens I've seen. I like his design.
Right.
His power set is interesting too, considering he has all these little hands that, help him. It would definitely probably be one that Dalton would be interested in.
He has a spiked baseball bat.
Yep. He has a spiked baseball bat. He has a lot of different weapons and tools.
At least his isn't bent like metal little slugger.
Read it on Jump, but there's a gap between chapters 6 and 40 waiting for them to load it up on Jump. Which one are we referring to? Chainsaw Man? Which book are you referring to, Underworld? I'm up to date with all present Black Clover trade paperbacks. Ah, that's good.
Oh, Wolf?
Yes.
You should switch it from saying top to live.
What?
Oops.
Yeah,
I think you want to switch it from top to.
What the frick are we talking about? Top to live?
Yeah, on the YouTube feed, the chat.
Oh, what about it?
It says top chat rather than live.
Oh, live chat. Okay. There. I fixed it, I think. I don't know. I can't YouTube properly. Nobody can. He looks like he is.
In fairness, YouTube makes it quite impossible for anyone to YouTube properly.
Especially now that they've gone beta and completely screwed things up.
He looks like he is Hellgirl's probation officer. He does, doesn't he? He looks like a probationary officer or a warden. Well, that's what he is. But yeah, that's him. That's Higama. And this is the book that I've enjoyed because I find it interesting. Neolation is a different. Okay, just stop with the pop-ups. Fizz, please stop.
Annoying pop-ups.
Annoying pop-ups. This is an interesting one. A technical delinquent and a regular delinquent take over the Japanese criminal underworld.
Oh boy.
Because I think I mentioned it in one of Brainstormer's live streams, Dalton. You were there. It was a book I recommended a few weeks back, remember?
Oh, yeah. I think I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the happiest crime syndicate ever.
Yeah, they seem pretty happy because we got Neo here, who's a tech genius, and his compatriots. The delinquent who's really good at punching shit, and a happy girl.
Yeah,
who's here to help. They're both his.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. You don't see that too often in comics anymore.
Yeah, those are his underlings. But yeah, I like the idea of kind of doing a little bit, kind of like Death Note, and kind of like, I'm trying to think of what other series is similar to this. I guess Death Note would be probably one of the closest things I could compare it to. It's not so much of a mind game just yet. It's getting there. But like when it first starts out, it's just, I'm a super genius. I like making criminals cry. And I want to be the top criminal in Japan. So you'll all bow to me because I am a tech genius and I know how to hack shit. And I do mean pretty much everything and anything. He's really smart kid. And it got really, the first chapter wasn't, or the first few chapters weren't that impressive. It was more or less him helping the regular delinquent get his family out of debt. But then we went from that to somebody playing a game with people. And by playing a game, I mean getting people to do things and then getting them to commit suicide.
Wow.
And
death just won't do it.
Yeah. And them trying to solve that mystery with they called the game Lemming. It was really that was like, oh, it's getting dark and it's getting interesting. And then we get other stuff happening. In the more recent chapters I've read, there's more stuff happening. Like there's an actual like underground major crime group going on that refer to themselves as beasts and whatnot, and they're like running a criminal empire. I thought it was really interesting stuff so far. Jujutsu Kaisen is missing chapters. Oh. It feels good to be a gangster. Not dark enough! I don't know. I think it took a dark turn, but I don't think it's taking itself that seriously yet.
That's okay.
It seems to be a little bit more lighthearted than what I was expecting.
Wait, what is a little bit lighthearted?
Neolation isn't as dark as it probably could be, but I do like the mind game aspect and the stuff that's going on in it. I just don't think anyone else is really all that interested from what it seems like.
I actually am interested in it because I kind of like that stuff.
Yeah.
It does sound interesting.
Yeah. No, I meant like on Twitter, no one was interested more than anything.
I think it's because no one really knows what each of them are, and they just went with a cool sounding name.
Yeah, that could be. Well, I thought Hell Warden was pretty self-descriptive, but
well, that's so what.
Someone playing the guitar back there?
No, my brother's playing the piano.
Oh, I thought it was a guitar.
I thought that was a piano.
Sing us a song, yeah, the piano man. Sing us a song.
Yep. And I'm pretty positive, though, that there's going to be people who will probably make other requests and whatnot.
Oh, have you actually read Bubble Bow?
No, but I remember watching the show back in the day.
Yeah.
I remember watching that stuff like ages ago. Yeah. I know one person recommended me reading One Piece, and I'm like, no, thank you. Look at that chapter count.
Isn't it like...
I've got several recommendations on reading One Piece.
Does anybody have enough time?
But you need like 5 months just to read half of it.
Yeah, no thank you.
Probably.
I'll pass. And
that's pass. Reading it straight.
Yeah, not reading anything else.
So I take it your mother's making tea in the background, Nightwolf?
Yep. She must be.
Well, there you go, person who asked for tea in the chat earlier. You got both.
That was Eric.
Hope you're happy.
Yeah, there you go, Eric. You got both.
Eric was the one. Sounds like that game. What? I rolled my eyes when they got to the chapter. They got into that chapter. It looks like they got the idea from watching the news and an exaggeration of Blue Whale game. That's probably what they were going for. They're trying to go with all these different types of, because the main point is to do cyber type criminal activities to break the cases and whatnot. That's the entire point. So they're going to be taking inspiration from other people or other ideas from the real world. That doesn't really bother me. I think it's interesting. Actually, well, the guy who made the Lemon game, his motivation was to help his AI computer to understand humans better. And that just added it added a little bit of an interesting idea. How does an AI learn about humans? Easy. You teach it about human behavior.
That would explain. That would kind of explain the Matrix.
Oh no, this is an unintentional prequel to the Matrix.
I know a lot of people talk about like Dr. Stone and whatnot. And that one does look pretty interesting. I've read the first 5 chapters. I like it so far. When the entire world turns to stone. And then they revive hundreds of thousands of years later. Time to bring civilization back. I think it's a good idea for a story. I like it.
It sounds interesting.
Yeah. Black Clover I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to just be upfront with that before I even do like my first impression video, because dear God, I do not know how to properly discuss how I feel about this, except for tone it down. Stop yelling at me.
No, Tillium. I think the Matrix is safe from wokening. Why? Because it is the progenitor of the red pill meme, and they can't acknowledge that the red pill meme exists without making their brains explode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I hear what
Why
you're
do
saying,
people-
Underworld. I'm just more interested in what other types of cyber type crimes they could add in. And just curious to see where they take the story. Maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea, you know.
Well, but it is Eric's, obviously. Ching.
But yeah, Black Clover to me feels too by the book for shonen. And it's like I felt like I was watching or I was reading Naruto, only worse and more obnoxious. I'm like, I don't know how that's even remotely possible. Because when Naruto first starts out, it's really goddamn annoying, and it can be a little tough to get through. Especially
that's because the entire cast who is completely insufferable.
to an extent, yeah. At least when it starts out, but it does get better over time, you know. Because I've actually been watching through the first 5 seasons of Naruto, and it actually does get better, and it does have its good points. But this one, I feel like they're doing Naruto all over again, only upping the annoyance factor with
Right.
main character. It's like, I think he's even more insufferable. I didn't know that was remotely possible. Because Naruto was bad enough until he kind of grew up and stopped acting like a dumbass, but, well, less of a dumbass. Still a dumbass, but. Because he's the likable goof, and we have to have the likable goof. But this kid, oh god. It's like the first couple panels of him is just him yelling at the nun, and I'm like, stop. At least Naruto had at least a little bit of pacing and time to get to be annoyed by him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the whole entire premise is like, I want to be the yeah. It's like, I want to be the Mage King. It's like, okay, so typical shonen protagonist idea. I want to be Pirate King. I want to be Hokage. I want to be the Mage King.
Be important.
I want to be the best. It's like, okay, that's fine. It's a trope, but it's a workable one that you can tell a fun story with.
We want to have all the things. The things, don't you?
But-
I want to capture all the Pokemon on the Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But holy crap.
Unless you're a woke feminist who has to have everything handed to you on a silver platter.
You mean Ray and Captain Marvel?
Yep.
My uncle saw Avengers Endgame. Do you want me to just say what he said?
No.
Okay.
I would prefer you not.
It's actually nothing spoilery.
If you can say it without spoilers, yeah. Fine.
He said it was kind of boring.
Oh.
Okay.
I agree.
I thought it would be.
Okay.
I mean, when I first saw that trailer, I was like, "My God, she still is unable to express emotion outside of being smug."
Oh no! Captain Marvel, fortunately, is not the problem in Avengers Endgame. They stripped her of all her Mary Sue bullshit. for the most part.
Okay, maybe it's not so bad.
But no, it is boring as sin. Like they, not to spoil, but they use a very basic plot, and it annoys me. All the things
So
they could,
basically,
all the things
So
they could
basi-
have done, and they decide to do something ridiculously basic instead.
so basically
Um,
they addressed the issues in a half-hour's way and just decided to put out something and decide not to do something with it.
Yeah, you know how Endgame added like whole new elements to the mythos, like Near-Devil and the dwarves, Vormir and the Red Skull going quasi Doctor Doom, and all of that shit. Wanda getting a power upgrade, so on and so forth. Yeah, the Endgame does not add anything new to the fucking thing, and it sticks to a very cliche, for lack of a better word, 80s plot twist, and I'm not going to say anything more. For those of you that pay attention to things, you know what I mean by a very cliche at this point 80s plot twist. But
oh, I thought you said atheist plot twist.
no, I said
Oh,
80s.
he said 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to point this out. I remember the character's name now. His name is Asta, like pasta. But
Hasta la
I-
vista.
Hasta la vista, dumbass. But yeah, here's his introduction. This is the first page you get with him in it. Look at this. Him yelling, like really goddamn loudly.
Why is he yelling at the top of his lungs like he's being yelled at by a marine drill instructor?
Well, apparently he's been doing this with this. He's been trying to get this nun to marry him for a considerable amount of time, even though she's significantly older than he is, obviously. And
maybe if you brought your voice down to a light roar, she might want to at least go out on a date with you.
Yeah, it's like one day I will become the Wizard King and make you happy. And like even the people, it's like, what the? It's that lad from the church again. It's like even the people around him are sick of his shit.
You know, for all those people that are like, one day I will achieve this outlandish goal and that will make you happy and people will want me. You could just work on making people want you, like, now.
Well, I mean,
it's always an option. Like,
well, here's
but then we would have a plot if we took that route.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Remember, Naruto did the same thing. He lashed out and he tried to make a fool of himself all the time. But he had a very logical and good reason for that. He was lonely. So psychologically, he's trying to get attention.
Yeah, that's because the whole village treats him like dirt because he has a demon fox inside of him.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, he didn't know about the demon fox until later, but he was alienated. So he lashed out by pranking people, causing trouble, being the class clown. So at least his motivation for being loud and obnoxious makes sense. This character, they have not shown his motivation and reason why he's so goddamn loud and obnoxious.
They do, but it's later down in the manga run.
First impressions are important.
True.
We even get a reason for Goku being a complete idiot.
Yeah, it's because he was raised out in the sticks.
And had a head injury.
Well, the head injury, I don't think. Well, I guess I could play into it.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think
he lost his memory of who his parents was, why he was sent there, and became calmer.
Yeah, that did calm him down, but it doesn't explain his lack of intelligence in general.
Yeah, being a planet destroyer doesn't exactly guarantee you getting a PhD in anything.
Yeah,
aside of being a planet buster.
But yeah, for me, I was just pointing out that this whole stuff with his character so far does not make me want to root for him very much. I mean, he has no magical power. It's like, okay, so we're going down the route of he has no abilities whatsoever and he'll gain them over time, which I like. I like underdog stories. But
Right.
when he's an insufferable pain in the ass and it feels like you're ripping off Naruto because
It
there's-
doesn't make you very inclined to want
Yeah.
to see him get there.
Right.
Yeah, it's because there's another few things. One, they go to the tournament arc way too quickly. They're trying to escalate and move him forward way too goddamn fast. I get that he's been training for several years with no magical ability, but he's been training himself physically, which is cool. It's fine. But we went from him not being chosen by the Black Clover Grimoire to a tournament arc, and then he's recruited by one of the Mage Knight groups. And that's just in 5 chapters.
Yeah.
Naruto didn't. I don't even think Naruto got that far in 5 chapters. I'm not sure because I'm going to be reading the first 5 chapters.
If I remember the first 5 chapters correctly, that was just getting past the exam that Kakashi gave him.
Yeah, and it would also include him actually passing to be
He didn't have
a
the
Genin. Yeah, the first time passing through the academy, and then the challenge from Kakashi. And at least with
and even then, he got his first job, and
yeah, they gave them assignments that he was progressing, and then eventually we got the tuning exams. Then we had a tournament, but that was after his first major mission.
Yes, it's called developing your characters.
Yeah, you're rushing through the development too quickly.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh,
yeah, that's a problem for me anyway.
Yeah.
Also, they use the whole pooping joke.
Oh God.
Or going to the bathroom with Asta. It's like, oh wait, I've seen this before. Oh, that's right. Naruto did the same thing.
Oh yeah, because he drank rotten milk and he tried to impersonate Sasuke. But the disguise was wearing off because he was diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Asta has the same problem after the exam. I'm like, oh God.
Do you want me to spoil one part of Black Clover?
You can go ahead because I don't know if I'll be continuing to read it.
I'll be reading it.
He actually does have a magic ability, except it's to negate magic itself.
Yeah, I kind of got that from when he first gets his grimoire. Because they point out that it's like anti-magic field.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay.
So he's basically the pristinely ungifted one from the Sword of Truth/Legend of the Seeker series, is what you're saying.
Probably. I don't know that much about those things. Probably.
He does get a guild later on, except none of them can properly work together, and their magic is all but useless unless they're synergized correctly.
Oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, Omi, I'm right there with you. Yeah. When your character is just literally screaming dialogue, you can literally feel him bursting your eardrums.
Yes.
Just by his sheer existence.
Yeah. That's also not developing your character. That's just showing you how. That's just him being loud for no reason.
Yeah. At least with Naruto's pranking and causing of trouble, at least it made sense.
So I watched this video where some guy actually, not just some guy, but some other random person, said that his name is Asuka, right? I kind of forgot.
Asta. It has
Asta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he screams all the time just because he wants to psych himself up and to show that he's not giving up from all the things that happens to him.
You want to know what's kind of funny?
I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility. He does seem to be the type of character who wants to pump himself up, so he yells to get pumped up, and I could see that as a personality quirk, for a character. But I don't think it works for his character very well. It definitely doesn't endear you to him right away. It's one thing if it's like, okay, I need to pump myself up, so I'm going to get into the zone mentally. I'm like, okay, I'm in the zone. Yeah!
Right.
Actually building it up and actually saying like, okay, yeah, now I'm in the mood. Actually, the one thing that's kind of funny is the whole like never die and never give up attitude. I mean, I've been watching the current Super Sentai team, and that's what their Red Ranger does. Riso Red does the same thing. He's like, I want to help everybody. I'm not going to give up. But he doesn't do so by yelling and screaming like a crazy all the time.
Right.
It's
Could
more
you
like
imagine?
never die attitude.
Yeah. Could you imagine Sky from SPD yelling, "I want to be the Red Ranger like my father was" in the very first episode?
Yeah, that would be really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I can't because of
What?
Because Dougie Kruger would have been like, yeah, no, get the fuck out.
Yeah, Darky Kruger would just knock that shit down right away and be like, hey, the attitude kid.
Yeah, right.
I think Loudmouth Hero is just a trope in Japanese manga. It can be. But
Thank you, Naruto.
Well, it's probably older than Naruto even is.
Yeah.
Because Goku was kind of like that, too. He was an obnoxious little prankster, too. At times.
Yeah.
Mainly just because of childhood innocence and
Yeah, he didn't really have a father figure for a long time, so he didn't know any better.
Yeah, so he just caused trouble for everybody.
It's like, I'm not supposed to walk in on a female while she's in the bath.
I didn't know that. I thought all both boys and girls had the same parts down there.
Why don't you have a tail?
That was one of his questions. But that's kind of the thing. It's like at least it gives his character some charm to it. He's just so young and naive, and he never really gets over that young and naive nature of his.
Well, yeah, like even when he's bragging, he's just confused by like it's not arrogance, it's just confusion. Like, why is everyone else so weak?
Right.
or why is everybody upset that I want to fight strong opponents?
Instead of raising the child, instead of taking advantage of the opportunity to be a father that I didn't have because I've been dead for a decade.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I remember Naruto's like first few episodes where he's being an annoying little prick. I mean, what's one of the first things he does? He's painting the faces of the Hokages and being chased around the village.
Yeah, he's getting that attention he ordered.
He wanted attention. He got it. He wants to get attention from the class and Iruka Sensei, so he does sexy jutsu.
The feminists would have loved that.
Oh yeah. He's a prankster. The moment that you see Naruto, my instant thought goes to prankster. He's a prankster archetype character. That's what they're going for. He's a troublemaker. He's like Loki or any other type of prankster character you can come up with. Right. So it's like that's not the worst possible thing you can do. At least it's a personality trait.
Yeah.
And we can build on it. I don't know what you're building with Asta. It's just like, I'm yelling! Do you like me yet? I'm really loud. I'm like, no, I hate you. Shut up and go away.
Right?
No.
Calm your tits.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that serious.
Yeah, okay? I get it. You want to be Mage King. That's great. You're probably the worst one out of any old school type shonen protagonist I've ever seen, because even characters like Luffy, Goku, and others are not nearly as insufferable as you are. And I used to not like Naruto very much for his loudmouth behavior.
Right.
And now I find it endearing in comparison to you. Actually, considering that I've been rewatching it, and I'm probably going to do a video discussing the first 5 seasons.
But yeah, would I rather sit through one of Kaifun's anti-war speeches than deal with your character yelling across the town? You seriously screwed up.
Yep. Also, it might be a bit of a spoiler for my thoughts for Chainsaw Man, considering people were voting for it, but not a huge fan of that character either, because he's very odd. They went with the whole thing of him, I don't know, kind of not behaving like a normal human being, and I get that because he wasn't treated like a normal human.
Right.
But his motivations are kind of all over the place, and I don't know if I'm on board with his motivation of I want to touch boobs or I want food. Those seem to be the 2 motivating factors in the first few chapters. I'm like, interesting choices. I mean, you're only half human, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
It's like the old meme. Thanks, I hate it.
Yeah, much. Thanks. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. It's my own personal taste. But
have you seen My Boyfriend's a Zombie or Reddit yet?
My boyfriend's a zombie?
Yeah.
I can't say that I've seen that one before.
Oh.
Is there some place where I could watch it? Although I have too many shows to cover as it is, that I need to.
I won't hassle you over it. Don't worry.
Okay. Coins and Cleavage, Bard's Tale. Yeah. I don't know. Chainsaw Man is a weird one, to be sure. I don't know if it's weird in a good way or weird in a bad way. It's hard to say. For me, not in a great way, but other people might like it, so.
Wait, the biggest question is, does he remove his shirt?
I need you to go do it
Again? Again? No, I don't want to do it again. I've already done it 3 times.
Night Wolf, listen to your mother and go address the thing.
Yeah, I know. I have to go do the thing. I'll be back. Despite my protests. I'm doing this under protest, by the way.
Informally now and by affidavit later.
I actually heard that that Super Sentai wasn't doing that well in ratings.
Well, it's been it's been an ongoing thing for 30 years. No, not 30 years. More than that.
Isn't it like
50?
I was gonna say, isn't it like 50? Like 25 years younger than DC?
Yeah. Yeah, I had Power Rangers on the brain for a second.
Yeah. No, it's a bit older than that. Let's see.
But yeah, when you have something going on for that long, you're gonna run out of material.
Or get burned out. Or fatigue.
Yeah. Yep.
I heard their last season wasn't that good in general, so I'm not too sure. Like,
Sabato finally ran out of material just to screw over.
it's Hasbro now. They have the license.
Will Hasbro do a better job with the franchise than Disney did? Find out next time on
The death of our collective childhoods.
pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what? That could totally be the name of a show. Previously on The Death of Our Collective Childhoods. 2016's Ghostbusters. That is
I'm
all.
back.
Why don't we actually try doing that, like as a podcast, talking about it?
What are we doing?
Setting up a show where we talk.
podcast called The Death of Our Collective Childhoods.
We got Sentai and Rangers. We
Oh.
need like another 10.
What is Sentai dying? Have they killed that?
There's Star Wars, there's Ghostbusters, there's Star Trek, there's Doctor Who. Basically everything that SJWs touch.
Ah.
Teenage
What?
Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Wolf, to answer your question, actually, that one is still going on. It's not completely
He-Man
dead.
and She-Ra.
Well, yeah.
No, well, to answer your question, I heard that the ratings for Super Sentai wasn't doing that well.
No, the last few seasons have done poorly. Yeah.
Yeah, and that doesn't help with some of the Neo Saban and Disney stuff either over here.
Well, yeah, but they've been in trouble for years, so
Yep.
they were in trouble before Sentai had a problem.
Yeah. One thing I actually noticed is that the mechs are way too busy and overly complicated for no reason.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah.
In toys and in the costumes.
Yeah, that is true. Some of them are really, really bad to look at. It depends on which one you're looking at. The most current one, I mean,
That one looks decent.
It looks decent, but when you pile on all the other Zords together,
no. Can we just stop the Zord pile on?
Because the way that this one does it's more like they're kind of like Lego pieces being put on the Zord instead of it actually combining. And it's
parts forming.
No, can think about like how a Lego piece would insert into a slot.
Yeah,
that's what these Zords do. They insert into a slot. The main body, the Terramigo or the red Zord, is just the main Zord, and then all the other Zords just kind of just take parts of themselves and attach themselves to it. More than anything,
it's still kind of parts forming because
I guess it would be.
Yeah.
But and I'm not a huge fan of that. I would prefer it if the Zords actually combined, but at the same time, it moves really well, so I can't knock that. It also helps that they have a new suit actor.
But yeah, if I wanted to see a bunch of parts of the Zord stack up like a pair of Lego bricks, I have Die Record 15 for that.
It's a decent design and it works, but I don't know if I would say I love it, considering that the last season had you had Lupin Ranger versus Pataranger, and I actually liked those Zords. They looked decent enough, especially when they
early or later one.
The early ones more than anything. I don't know what the later ones look like. I haven't seen that much of that yet.
Neither have I.
I haven't even gotten to the point where gold and silver are introduced. Or should I say gold silver? Because it's one guy who just switches.
What was that Zord that literally had a bunch of stuff hanging off of it? From the wing binders, shoulder pads, legs, and arms that look like if you just sneezed on it, it falls apart.
What series was it from? Was it from Lupin Ranger?
I don't know. I just saw it. I'm like, not not good.
Yeah, you would have to probably point me to the series because otherwise I'm probably not going to know. I think the
And-
ones that people had the most issue with more recently was Ninja's suit designs.
Is that the
They're-
one with
it was the last ninja themed one that they did a few years ago.
Ninja Steel?
Yeah, it's what Ninja Steel was adapted from. Yeah,
whatever.
Ah.
yeah, and the Zord looks goddamn atrocious. I hate that.
E-
It's ugly.
Yeah, that made
Yeah.
that made the Megazord from Power Rangers Samurai look cool.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
actually
no.
was. And here's the thing: the Zord for Power Rangers Samurai, I'm okay with.
That one isn't too bad.
No,
My favorite
considering
Zord.
that the theme is that all of the Zords are basically folding like paper versions of themselves or some sort of
Origami Zords.
Yeah, they're origami
Origami.
Zord. Yeah, which is like okay, so that makes sense. So the Zord's going to look a little bit awkward when it's formed, but it looks uniform. It looks like it works, and it looks like a samurai.
And it looks clean and doesn't look like a combining robot.
Yeah.
None of the Megazord and Ninja Steel doesn't strike me as ninja at all.
No, because
More Shogun.
Yeah, it's more like a warlord. It's like, but
Yeah.
we already got that with samurai. What are you doing?
Right.
Um,
At least with Hurricane and Kaku Ranger, they try to do something ninja with those Zords.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the ones I like were the ones that Neil Saban had. The Megazord, Thunder Zord,
Yeah.
Turbo, the Mega Voyager, Meg.
The one they used for in
other-
space.
Yeah, the 3 in space ones. I forgot the names.
I thought it was kind of cool that they had the two spaceships combined into the Megazord as opposed to 5 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Maverick pointing out in the comments the reason why they think Chainsaw Man stands out is because it doesn't feel like a shonen. Yeah, it doesn't. It's weird in a good way because it doesn't copy any tropes. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty. It can stand on its own. It certainly doesn't feel like a shonen book. It feels like it would be published by somebody else entirely. Because it's more like kind of like a horror book than anything else, which doesn't
That's
feel
actually
like
an interesting take.
Yeah. I mean,
horror
to me,
shonen.
Yeah, kind of like a horror shonen book,
Right.
which isn't bad. I'm just not impressed with it at this point. The art is great. I like the art. If you're interested in like creepy, like horror stuff and body horror stuff, yeah, that's gonna be right up some people's alley. It's not for me, but it's done well, so I can't knock it for that. I just don't really care very much for the character all that much. He's just way too weird, and I don't know if it's in a good way or a bad way. It's like, I don't know. And he seems to be completely okay with being referred to as a dog in almost the most literal sense of the word. I'm like, I know that you were not treated like a normal human being, but you do have the ability to, not be that submissive to this lady just because she says she likes you. She's manipulating you, obviously. Which is good. It could make for a more interesting story. I just don't know if I want to read more of it.
Oh, me and my to go back to some of the Sentai stuff. Me and my friend were like, I brought up if like we could plan and make our own Sentai series, like take a theme or of take a naming convention theme that has been used before, and a theme that doesn't get brought up that much. And what we ended up with was like rocks, minerals, gemstones, and
Hmm.
like police and rescue themes, even military.
Yeah. Those are things that they don't do very often.
Uh,
No, it's either
and
cars or animals.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't mind the animal one, but the reason I'm not, or the vehicle ones. But one thing that I said is we're using actual vehicles for it because it's going to be a bit goofy in a way to just have stones.
Rolling boulders that turn into
Yeah.
a megazord.
um, but one thing that I said is let's try to do a three-way story to be as well. Like you got the hero, villains. So why not have a third faction that plays both sides?
I'm sorry, what was that? I was kind of reading comments.
Oh. No, I said, why don't we just have a third faction that plays both sides and brings them into a war?
That would be interesting.
That would
Yep.
be interesting.
And one of the things I wanted to do is look back at some of the old Sentai to see why these Zords were so iconic and worked so well than the modern ones, and reverse it from there. And I'm going to do a bit of what Ninja Storm did and have two leaders on both teams.
Well, they did that with Lupin versus Pat too. So
True, but I'm also going to have three Sentai teams. But on the main Sentai team, the one that is the hero side, we're going to have two leaders.
Oh.
And everyone's getting introduced to the Sixth Ranger early, but they're not going to become the Sixth Ranger.
Stone Power Rangers sounds fun. When can we expect the Indiegogo campaign for this comic? Get to it, Joan. The people demand it.
I need a laptop.
I know.
And a creative team.
Creative team would help, yes. Unless you're going to try and do it all on your own, like me.
I kind of do some of the things on my own, but
then again, I'm kind of doing this one on my own, so I can't really.
Yeah, it's totally possible to do a book entirely on your own.
It is. You also get a lot of revenue.
I mean, come on, that's what most comic book or manga creators do. It's normally a one-man team. Maybe with an editor, but aside from that, it's normally just one person working on the book.
This is true.
I mean, they probably have like some people who help them from time to time too, but well, they have to meet. But
it's usually a minimum of like one and a total of like 5.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I need to work on my stuff more too.
How about a Sentai team based off of just doing drawings and arts?
So like a team whose powers are based on that one legend about the monk with the magic paintbrush.
Yeah. Yes, but it's not going to. Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm not completely just fabricating that out of my memory.
Yeah,
sounds a lot like.
I'm pretty sure there's like a Japanese or Chinese legend with a monk that had like a magic paintbrush that he could draw things to life with.
I think that's both, as you know, they intertwine.
Sounds a lot like that villain from that Teen Titans movie when they go to
Tokyo.
yes,
that's
him.
I'm pretty sure it was based on that. or
I
that
think-
that villain was based on that myth.
I think that's what it is.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Or that it's a completely separate myth and Japanese and Chinese folklorists just happen to have a favorite theme, and that favorite theme is drawing things that become real because reasons.
It could be.
Not that I can say that I blame them if that is a thing in Japanese
Well,
and Chinese folklore.
Apparently ninjas and Lin Kuei have kind of almost the same concept, so it's possible.
Yeah. Actually, the ninja stuff came from China.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant by Lin Kuei.
Yeah.
Well, oops. Like there's quite a large number of themes and that Sentai hasn't touched on, and I think it'll be refreshing to do something like that.
Yep. I kind of had my own ideas too. I think, yeah, I remember. I think the last time I did a tokusatsu-based cat hangout, we talked about all sorts of different ones. Someone was talking about doing a bug-themed one. I kind of touched on what I was kind of had an idea for, but I haven't really ironed anything out really yet.
I still thought of one where it would explain why the fuck they stopped using the Zeo powers.
Yeah.
No, I kind of have like a retcon for that.
Or how about one where all those or how about one that explains how Gosei got all those ranger keys and where they came from?
That would be the best one.
He stole all of them.
No, it's because there's
guess
an
I was-
easy explanation for that.
Gosei is the failed apprentice of Zordon, the one
Yes.
that
Wait.
Well,
It's
well,
just
look how long it took for him to actually wake up. He was supposed to wake up when a huge threat showed up for Earth. And how many huge threats have we had? And he
Rita,
hasn't woken up for a single one of them.
it apparently didn't. Well, I can understand not waking up for the ones that that Zordon was actually present for, because the whole point was you take over after I'm gone. But like everything after,
but what about Astronema and after?
Yeah, everything pretty much like post in space. He should have been waking up for, and he just was like, nope.
Nope, there's far more pressing matters. I need to finish reading this novel that I'm enjoying so thoroughly. It's called There's an Easy Explanation for That.
He is the worst mentor in history.
And
And
even all the
recruiter.
mentors we've had, that is saying something.
Yeah,
Yeah, considering that Samurai didn't have a great mentor either.
Oh God. Yeah, when you have when a gerbil and a wannabe samurai master make a better mentor, than it's time to rethink your contingency plan.
And let's not forget the pizza loving bro as the mentor that Jungle Fury
RJ.
had that was still better than Gosei.
Yeah.
He's the best
yes.
mentor in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the guy I compared to a yoga instructor when I did a text review on
And
Ninja.
Udana and like just all of them. Like
All of them are better than Gosei.
and Indiana Jones.
But
and Tommy for like the 50th time in a row.
Like
He's a
Honestly,
better
Tommy was
mentor.
actually
What if Gosei was just the emergency protocols in the event that Tommy wasn't available?
That's why Tommy didn't show up until the end. Gosei forgot to press the Tommy button.
That's what his job was all along. He was just the guy that reminds Tommy that he needs to do things.
Also, I love how Tommy, when Tommy actually does show up, he has the white sword from his White Ranger costume, but when you see him again, he's in the Green Ranger costume.
Yeah,
Which were supposedly destroyed.
yeah, but Power Rangers continuity has always been all over the place with that.
I got a explanation for that, and that's he actually tried to. This is just my headcanon. He tried to resurrect and restore the power coins during Dino Thunder, but failed. And years
Right.
down the line, he managed to do it by the time this event happened,
Yeah.
along with
I mean, I
repairing
can get
everything
behind
else.
that.
That would
Yeah,
explain why he
I
wanted the
can actually
Dino
get
Gems to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, I can actually get behind that idea. I mean, it would certainly explain why Adam's Black Ranger power was fully restored when that once it was
Once a
when the
ranger
yes
for overdrive.
yeah
Yeah. Because it's like, wait, his power shouldn't be working at all.
well
Well,
his powers
killing
were
him
kind of
last-
working, but
It was killing him the last time he tried to use it
yeah
Yeah, I think
when he was
it will
trying to
take him
mentor
Tommy.
Carlos.
and how TJ got his Red Turbo Ranger powers back for Forever Red.
Mhm. So many questions, not enough answers.
And to explain the Zeal power, I think it's like Zordon needed it to power up and reconstruct their Zords and the base completely from the ground up. So that's why he took it
My personal
and gave them
headcanon-
the turbo powers, which were equivalent to the power that was already built up from their Zeal morphers.
my personal headcanon is that because Zordon knows the Zeo powers are increasing in power exponentially, he decided to lock them away and save them for a post-apocalyptic time period when the morphing grid degrades and there will be a last Ranger team.
Yeah.
Shattered Grid.
Pretty close. You want to know what's actually
in,
kind of...
in fairness, I came up with this theory before Shattered Grid was a thing.
Yeah.
True.
The one thing that's...
I've literally discussed it on streams before. You can just go back to the first time I brought this up.
Do you know
Yeah.
which Zord I believe is the most powerfulest one out of all of them?
What's that?
The original Megazord.
Interesting.
If you exclude the Zeozord, because reasons.
Yeah, the Zeozords kind of seemed a bit more powerful than it did. Actually, one of the things that I was remembering, or what I was thinking of when we were talking about Tommy and his powers,
maybe they should have had that.
Could I talk? For the love of
Go ahead.
Jesus. Because they brought him back for Ninja Steel for an anniversary episode, and now he has something called the Master Morpher, which allows him to change between all his different forms that he's ever had. We could use that as the excuse of why he had it, during Megaforce.
And that would also explain why he was after the Dino Gems in the first place. Maybe he was like trying to understand like the inherent magics of the morphing grid, and therefore
that's one thing I was going to
something.
I was going to bring up that it took him a long time just to fix the power coins and all the morphers because they're more magic based than technology.
Yeah.
That would make Scorpion Rain work.
Yeah. There's also one more thing that I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because Kamen Rider has vegetable theme to them. A fruit theme Sentai.
So you want to do Kamen Rider Gaim, but with Sentai instead.
Yep.
I would say, go with the vegetable one since fruit was already done.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I meant vegetable.
Yeah. Carrot. Tomato.
Finally, a real Orange Ranger.
Or Boom.
Oh, that would be such a bizarre. That would almost be like a parody team, which Underworld Dream is mentioning, like in chat. The the rangers that are basically otakus, and that would be I think he's referring to Akiba Ranger
Yes.
because that's hilarious.
I still find it hilarious that Jack told him you'd give your left testicle to be the Pink Ranger.
Too much pink energy
Yes.
is dangerous.
But yeah, I need to be a good idea to probably spend some time and actually work on some stuff.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Because I was like, I've got an idea for something that's basically Kamen Rider, and I have one that's still gotta iron out a few more things, like come up with names and stuff, but Sentai team type thing. Got a thing that's basically kaijus running around and shit. I got a lot of stuff to do.
I'll fair actually want to tell you guys a few things that I came up with the Sentai ones that I said.
What's that?
I want to say it off air because reasons.
Understandable.
Fair. That's fair. I got some stuff that I should probably share on stream at some point for some other things, not Sentai or Tokusatsu related, that are story ideas that I'm working on.
Yeah. I have similar plans.
We all do, and it depends on how much you're willing to share with the audience. But anyway, I think that I'm gonna call it here, guys. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, probably a good idea because it's almost midnight here too, and
it's 11 in my area.
We're running out of
stuff.
We're running out of stuff, and we've been running out of stuff for at least a half an hour.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign when we're talking about Super Sentai stuff and Power Rangers and fan fictions. And
oh, really? Bulk and Skull got Power Ranger powers in the comic book?
Oh my god.
Okay, I want to read that now.
I know.
Joe, send a link.
No, it's probably from one of the more current comic books.
Honestly, the current ones are really good.
Well said, Eric Breen. Well said.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. But yeah, the creatures they have are a boar and a terror bird. Interesting.
Yeah, I can see that working.
Yeah. Yep. Don't laugh. One of the Megazords had a frog attachment.
That's true. That is true. A boar
the frog were the legs.
Yep. A boar isn't a bad
thing. It was still a frog.
Yep. It's okay. Frogs are good. Good night, everybody.
Praise Keck.
Oh, we need a wasp Zord.
Wasp Zord.